Welcome to our channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we begin, please take a moment to adjust your volume to a comfortable level. For the best listening experience, I recommend using headphones or earphones like AirPods. This way, you can enjoy every word clearly and peacefully. Now, before you go to sleep, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This will help my upcoming videos appear in your suggestions so you never miss a new story. Get comfortable, relax, and let's dive into the timeless classic Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Chapter 1. In this chapter, we meet the Bennet family and hear the exciting news that a wealthy gentleman named Mr. Bingley has rented Netherfield Park nearby. This sparks much excitement, especially for Mrs. Bennet, who hopes one of her daughters will marry him. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. This famous opening line sets the stage for the story, showing how important marriage and money are in this society. Mrs. Bennet is a lively woman who constantly worries about finding husbands for her 5 daughters. One morning, she eagerly tells her husband, Mr. Bennet, the news that Netherfield Park has been rented by a wealthy young man. "Have you heard, Mr. Bennet?" she asks. "Netherfield Park is let at last." Mr. Bennet replies quietly, "I have not." Mrs. Bennet explains that a rich man named Mr. Bingley has come from the north of England to rent the estate. She believes this is a wonderful opportunity for one of their daughters to marry well. Mr. Bennet teases his wife a little, but agrees to visit Mr. Bingley. The Bennet family home is lively with 5 daughters: Jane, the eldest, gentle and kind Elizabeth, clever and spirited Mary, serious and studious Kitty, and Lydia. The youngest and most playful Mrs. Bennet hopes Mr. Bingley will fall in love with one of them. Mr. Bennet, amused by his wife's eagerness, agrees to visit Mr. Bingley, but does so quietly, enjoying his own humor. This chapter introduces the Bennet family's hopes and the social pressures they face, setting the stage for the story's many twists and turns about love, pride, and misunderstandings. Chapter 2. In this chapter, Mr. Bennet surprises his family by secretly visiting Mr. Bingley at Netherfield, much to Mrs. Bennet's delight. Meanwhile, the Bennet daughters eagerly await the upcoming ball where they hope to meet Mr. Bingley and his friends. After hearing the news about Mr. Bingley's arrival, Mrs. Bennet is filled with excitement and hopes that one of her daughters will soon find a wealthy husband. She eagerly encourages Mr. Bennet to visit Mr. Bingley and make a good impression. Despite her urgings, Mr. Bennet remains calm and a little playful, teasing his wife about her nervousness and eagerness. One day, without telling his family, Mr. Bennet quietly slips away to visit Mr. Bingley. This surprises Mrs. Bennet when he returns, and she feels hopeful that their plans might succeed. The Bennet daughters talk about Mr. Bingley and wonder what kind of man he is. Jane, the eldest, is gentle and kind-hearted, always seeing the best in people. Elizabeth, the second eldest, is lively, intelligent, and quick-witted. They both are curious about meeting Mr. Bingley and forming new friendships. The local community is preparing for the upcoming ball at Merton, which will be an important social event. It will be the first time many will meet Mr. Bingley and his friend Mr. Darcy. The ball promises music, dancing, and the chance for the young ladies to make an impression on the new gentleman. The Bennet sisters discuss their hopes and dreams, imagining the possibilities the event might bring. This chapter shows the excitement and anticipation of new beginnings. It also hints at the social rules and expectations that will influence the characters' lives. Mr. Bennet's secret visit to Mr. Bingley sets the story in motion as the Bennet family becomes more closely connected to their wealthy neighbours. The lively conversations and preparations reflect the importance of social gatherings and how much the characters value status and marriage prospects. As the chapter ends, the stage is set for the important ball, where relationships will begin and misunderstandings will start to unfold. Chapter 3. In this chapter, the much anticipated ball at Merton brings together the local families and introduces us to the charming Mr. Bingley and his proud friend, Mr. Darcy. Their contrasting personalities create excitement and tension, especially between Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. The ball is the highlight of the social season in the neighbourhood. Everyone is eager to meet the new arrivals at Netherfield Park, particularly the wealthy and eligible Mr. Bingley. The room is filled with music, laughter, and the rustle of elegant dresses as young ladies prepare to dance and mingle. Mr. Bingley's cheerful and open manner immediately wins hearts. He is polite, friendly, and full of energy. He quickly asks Jane Bennet, the eldest and gentlest of the Bennet sisters, to dance. Jane, known for her beauty and grace, is happy and a little shy, but she enjoys Mr. Bingley's attention. The dance is light and easy, and many guests notice their obvious fondness for each other. Mr. Bingley's popularity grows as he dances with several ladies, charming everyone with his good humour and kindness. His easy smile and warmth make him stand out as a favourite among the guests. People hope he will remain in the area and perhaps marry one of the local young women. However, his friend Mr. Darcy is quite different. Mr. Darcy is tall, handsome, and wealthy, but he carries himself with a proud and serious air. He is less interested in socializing and more reserved, which makes others find him distant or even rude. At the ball, Mr. Darcy refuses to dance with Elizabeth Bennet, who is known for her intelligence and wit. This refusal causes a stir among the guests and offends Elizabeth deeply. She is proud herself and finds his attitude insulting. Later in the evening, Elizabeth overhears Mr. Darcy describing her as tolerable, but not handsome enough to tempt me. These words wound her pride and spark a strong dislike from Mr. Darcy. She begins to view him as arrogant and unkind. This chapter introduces an important theme, the danger of first impressions. Mr. Darcy's pride and Elizabeth's quick judgment of him create tension that will influence their relationship throughout the story. The ball also highlights the importance of social manners and appearances in their society. People quickly form opinions based on looks and behavior, often without knowing the full truth. Elizabeth's sharp mind and lively spirit make her stand out among the other young women, but her quick temper and sense of independence clash with Mr. Darcy's reserved nature. As the evening draws to a close, the guests leave with mixed feelings, some hopeful about new romances, others puzzled or upset by the social tensions. The ball sets the stage for the unfolding drama, romance, and misunderstandings that will shape the story. Chapter 4. In this chapter, Elizabeth Bennet reflects on her growing dislike of Mr. Darcy, while Jane Bennet's gentle nature begins to win the attention of Mr. Bingley. Social expectations and personal feelings start to create a complicated situation for the Bennet sisters. After the ball at Merton, Elizabeth cannot stop thinking about Mr. Darcy's proud and distant behaviour. She feels wounded by his refusal to dance with her and his rude comment overheard at the ball. Elizabeth's quick mind and strong sense of self lead her to form a strong opinion that Mr. Darcy is arrogant and disagreeable. Meanwhile, Jane, the eldest Bennet daughter, remains kind and hopeful. She thinks well of Mr. Bingley, who has shown her much kindness and attention. Jane's gentle nature and beauty make her a favorite among many, including Mr. Bingley, who is clearly interested in her. Elizabeth and Jane discuss their impressions of the new gentleman. Elizabeth warns Jane to be cautious because she believes Mr. Darcy's pride might cause trouble. Jane, ever optimistic, hopes for the best. At the same time, the Bennet family and their neighbors continue to attend social events and gatherings where the new relationships deepen. Mrs. Bennet's excitement grows as she imagines one of her daughters marrying Mr. Bingley and securing a comfortable future. Elizabeth's dislike of Mr. Darcy becomes stronger as she listens to the gossip and observes his behavior. She's outspoken about her opinion, sometimes teasing her family and friends with her sharp remarks. Despite Elizabeth's feelings, Mr. Darcy remains a mysterious figure. His pride and reserve hide a more complex character beneath, and the story begins to hint at the challenges and misunderstandings that will develop between him and Elizabeth. The chapter explores the themes of pride, first impressions, and the difference between appearance and reality. It contrasts Jane's gentle hopefulness with Elizabeth's sharper judgment. As social expectations pressure the characters, personal feelings become more complicated, setting the stage for the conflicts and romances to come. By the end of the chapter, readers understand that Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy's relationship will be one of the central tensions of the story, filled with challenges and growth. Chapter 5. In this chapter, Elizabeth Bennet visits her close friend Charlotte Lucas, and they discuss the realities of marriage and social expectations. Meanwhile, Mr. Collins, a distant cousin and heir to the Bennet family estate, arrives stirring excitement and anxiety within the Bennet household. Elizabeth and Charlotte share a strong friendship, and Charlotte is known for her practical and sensible nature. During Elizabeth's visit, they talk about the future and the pressures women face to marry well in their society. Charlotte advises Elizabeth to be realistic about marriage. She explains that while love is important, security and social standing are often the true reasons women marry. Charlotte herself hopes to find a stable and comfortable life through marriage, even if romance is not part of the picture. Elizabeth listens carefully but remains skeptical of settling for anything less than genuine affection. This conversation reveals the different attitudes toward marriage that exist in their world. Meanwhile, back at Longbourn, the Bennet family receives news that Mr. Collins, a clergyman, and their distant cousin will soon visit. Mr. Collins is heir to the Bennet estate because the property cannot be inherited by the Bennet daughters. His arrival causes a stir. Mrs. Bennet hopes he might marry one of her daughters, which would secure their financial future. Mr. Bennet is less enthusiastic, knowing Mr. Collins' awkward and pompous nature. When Mr. Collins arrives, his behavior is formal and often comical. He speaks at length about his patroness, Lady Catherine de Bourgh, to whom he owes his position. He is eager to please and believes it is his duty to find a suitable wife among the Bennet family. The chapter highlights social expectations and the importance of marriage as a means of financial security. It also introduces Mr. Collins as a character whose presence will bring new challenges to the Bennet family. Elizabeth observes Mr. Collins' awkwardness and feels a mixture of amusement and impatience. Charlotte's practical advice and Mr. Collins' arrival deepen the story's exploration of love, marriage, and social duty. As the chapter closes, the Bennet family faces the reality of navigating relationships, social pressures, and their own desires. Chapter 6. In this chapter, the anticipation of meeting Mr. Collins builds as the Bennet family prepares for his visit. Meanwhile, the relationships among the local young people continue to develop, especially at social gatherings. Mr. Collins arrives at Longbourn, the Bennet family home, with great ceremony and formality. His presence immediately fills the household with curiosity and a touch of awkwardness. He is a tall, somewhat pompous man who takes himself very seriously. Mr. Collins is quick to talk about Lady Catherine de Bourgh, his wealthy and influential patroness, and he boasts of his important position in the church. Though eager to impress, his manner often comes across as foolish and overly self-important. Miss S. Bennet, ever hopeful, sees Mr. Collins as a potential suitor for one of her daughters. She urges her daughters to be attentive and welcoming to him, despite their own mixed feelings. Elizabeth finds Mr. Collins amusing but also irritating. His long-winded speeches and lack of self-awareness make her question his suitability as a husband, especially for herself or her sisters. Meanwhile, at the local social events, the young people of the town continue to mingle and form opinions about one another. Mr. Bingley remains popular, especially with Jane Bennet, who continues to win his admiration with her sweetness and grace. Elizabeth enjoys lively conversations with her friends and neighbours, displaying her intelligence and wit. However, she remains wary of Mr. Darcy, whose cold demeanour still bothers her. The chapter highlights the social rules and expectations of the time, emphasizing the importance of marriage, status, and appearances. As Mr. Collins settles into the Bennet household, his intentions to find a wife become clearer, setting up new possibilities and complications. The stage is set for the interactions and misunderstandings that will drive much of the story's drama and romance. Chapter 7. In this chapter, the Bennet family continues to adjust to Mr. Collins's presence, and social visits begin between the Bennets and their neighbours. Elizabeth and Jane meet Mr. Bingley's sisters, while Elizabeth's opinions of Mr. Darcy deepen. Mr. Collins's stay at Longbourn becomes a topic of conversation. His awkward manners and constant talking about Lady Catherine de Bourgh amuse the family, but also create some discomfort. Miss S. Bennet encourages her daughters to engage with him, hoping for a quick match. Elizabeth and Jane are invited to visit the Lucas family, neighbours and friends. It is at the Lucas household that Elizabeth meets Charlotte, who shares her practical views on marriage and life. Meanwhile, the Bennet sisters visit Netherfield, the estate rented by Mr. Bingley. Jane's feelings for Mr. Bingley grow stronger as they spend time together. Elizabeth, however, finds herself observing Mr. Darcy more closely. Elizabeth's dislike of Mr. Darcy deepens when she notices his haughty attitude during their interactions. His coldness and reserved contrast with Mr. Bingley's warmth, reinforcing Elizabeth's negative impressions. The chapter explores social interactions and the complexities of relationships in their society. It highlights the importance of manners, first impressions, and the ways people present themselves. Elizabeth's keen observations and witty remarks set her apart, but her strong opinions about Mr. Darcy add tension to the developing story. As visits between families continue, the bonds and conflicts that will shape the characters' futures begin to form. Chapter 8. In this chapter, Jane Bennet stays at Netherfield after catching a cold, and Elizabeth visits her there. Their time together allows more interaction with Mr. Bingley and Mr. Darcy, deepening relationships and tensions. Jane becomes ill after walking to Netherfield in the rain. She is kindly taken into Mr. Bingley's home to recover. This situation gives Elizabeth a reason to visit her sister and stay at Netherfield for several days. Elizabeth's visit brings her closer to the Bingley household and gives her more opportunities to observe Mr. Darcy's behavior. She notices both his kindness and his pride, which confuse her feelings. During the visit, Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy engage in several conversations. Though Mr. Darcy continues to appear reserved and proud, Elizabeth begins to see glimpses of his true character beneath his exterior. Mr. Bingley remains warm and friendly, showing continued affection for Jane. His easy manners make him well liked by all at Netherfield. The time spent at Netherfield allows Elizabeth and Jane to experience a different social world, one more formal and refined than their own home. Elizabeth enjoys witty conversations with Mr. Darcy, despite her earlier dislike of him. These moments hint at the growing complexity of their relationship. Meanwhile, the Bennet family at Longbourn worries about Jane's health and Mrs. Elizabeth during her absence. The chapter shows the contrast between the Bennet family's lively home and the more restrained atmosphere at Netherfield. It also deepens the themes of pride, prejudice, and social class, showing how first impressions may not reveal the whole truth. As the chapter ends, Elizabeth's feelings toward Mr. Darcy become more complicated, and the story's romantic tensions continue to build. Chapter 9. In this chapter, Elizabeth enjoys her stay in Netherfield while Jane continues to recover from her illness. The social dynamics between Elizabeth, Mr. Bingley, and Mr. Darcy become clearer during this time. Elizabeth's visit allows her to experience life at Netherfield firsthand, which is quite different from her family home at Longbourn. The atmosphere is more formal and polished, and the manners expected are stricter. Mr. Bingley continues to show warmth and kindness, often expressing his admiration for Jane. His friendly and cheerful nature makes him popular with everyone around him, including Elizabeth. Mr. Darcy remains reserved and proud, but Elizabeth notices subtle moments of kindness beneath his proud exterior. Their conversations reveal hints of mutual respect, even as Elizabeth's quick wit and strong opinions sometimes challenge him. During Elizabeth's stay, she observes the differences in social expectations and class divisions more clearly. The contrast between her lively family and the more controlled environment of Netherfield highlights the social themes of the novel. Despite Mr. Darcy's coldness, Elizabeth finds herself intrigued by his complexity. Their interactions are marked by a mix of tension and understanding that will develop further. Meanwhile, the Bennet family at Longbourn anxiously awaits news of Jane's health. Mrs. Bennet remains hopeful and talkative, while Mr. Bennet offers quiet support. The chapter emphasizes the growing relationships and the social challenges faced by the characters. It deepens the romantic tension and sets the stage for future conflicts and misunderstandings. As the chapter concludes, Elizabeth's feelings toward both Mr. Bingley and Mr. Darcy become more complicated, reflecting the novel's central themes of Pride and Prejudice. Chapter 10. In this chapter, the Bennet family attends another social gathering, and new opportunities arise for friendships and misunderstandings. Elizabeth's opinions about Mr. Darcy continue to be challenged. The community prepares for another event, giving the Bennet sisters a chance to socialize and meet more neighbors. Such gatherings are important for young ladies to find suitable marriage prospects. Mr. Bingley remains popular and is often seen with Jane, whose gentle manners and beauty continue to attract his attention. Their growing closeness becomes apparent to those around him. Mr. Darcy attends as well, but keeps to himself, observing rather than joining freely. His pride and reserve continue to distance him from many guests. Elizabeth watches Mr. Darcy carefully during the event. She notices moments when he seems thoughtful and kind, which surprise her considering her previous judgments. However, all feelings of dislike linger, and Elizabeth remains skeptical about his true character. The contrast between Mr. Bingley's warmth and Mr. Darcy's coldness highlights the social tensions at play. The characters navigate a world where appearances and reputation are vital. Meanwhile, the Bennet family's interactions reveal their varying personalities. Miss S. Bennet's eagerness, Mr. Bennet's quiet wit, and the daughter's different temperaments. As the chapter closes, new friendships strengthen, but misunderstandings and judgments promise to complicate matters in the days ahead. Elizabeth's feelings continue to grow more complex, setting the scene for the unfolding drama of love, pride, and social expectations. Chapter 11. In this chapter, Elizabeth Bennet and her sister Jane visit the Lucas family, where Elizabeth's quick wit and lively spirit shine during lively conversations. The visit also highlights the contrasting views on marriage between Elizabeth and her sensible friend Charlotte Lucas. The Lucas family home is warm and welcoming, and the visit provides a chance for the Bennet sisters to enjoy a change of scenery from their bustling household. Charlotte Lucas, Elizabeth's close friend, is practical and down-to-earth, often offering advice that differs from Elizabeth's more romantic ideas about love and marriage. As the afternoon progresses, the young ladies engage in spirited discussions about the nature of love, marriage, and the expectations placed on women in their society. Elizabeth's sharp intelligence and wit make her a captivating conversationalist, but at times her outspoken opinions raise eyebrows among the more traditional guests. Charlotte speaks openly about the importance of marrying for security and stability, reminding Elizabeth that, for many women, marriage is not just about passion but about survival and social standing. She believes that a sensible marriage, even without deep love, is a wise choice. Elizabeth listens carefully but remains firm in her belief that marriage should be based on affection and respect, not convenience alone. This difference in perspective illustrates one of the central conflicts of the story, the tension between societal expectations and personal happiness. During the visit, Elizabeth also hears more about Mr. Darcy. Gossip and opinions circulate, and Elizabeth's feelings about him continue to be complicated. While she remains wary of his pride and cold demeanor, she notices moments that suggest there may be more to him than she initially thought. The social dynamics at the Lucas home reveal the challenges women face in navigating their futures within the strict social rules of their time. Friendships and alliances are important, as are reputation and appearances. As the afternoon draws to a close, Elizabeth and Jane prepare to return home. Elizabeth feels a mixture of hope and caution, hope for her sister Jane's growing relationship with Mr. Bingley, but caution about the complexities of social expectations and her own developing feelings about Mr. Darcy. This chapter deepens the emotional and social landscape of the story, showing the characters' struggles between their desires and the pressures of society. It highlights Elizabeth's strength and independence, as well as the practical realities faced by women of her time. The visit to the Lucas family leaves Elizabeth reflective and determined, setting the stage for the choices and challenges that lie ahead. Chapter 12. In this chapter, the Bennet sisters continue their social visits, and Elizabeth observes more of the interactions between the local families and Mr. Bingley's circle. The story deepens the contrast between personalities and social expectations. Jane and Elizabeth visit the home of the Lucas family, where they enjoy friendly company and lively conversation. The visit highlights the warm friendships and social connections that are essential in their community. During the visit, Elizabeth notices the different personalities and behaviors among the guests. While some are more traditional and cautious, others like Charlotte Lucas are practical and pragmatic, especially when it comes to marriage and relationships. Elizabeth's sharp mind and spirited nature make her stand out, but she also observes the social pressures that influence everyone's choices. Marriage is not just a personal decision, it is deeply tied to family, reputation, and financial security. Mr. Bingley and his sisters remain central figures in the social life of the neighborhood. Jane continues to be admired for her kindness and beauty, and Mr. Bingley's interest in her is clear to all who watch. Elizabeth's opinions of Mr. Darcy are still mixed. She finds his pride off-putting, but she also senses that he is more complex than he appears. Their interactions are filled with subtle tension and unspoken feelings. The chapter emphasizes the importance of social visits and gatherings in shaping relationships and alliances. It also explores the differences in character and outlook between individuals. As the visit concludes, Elizabeth reflects on her observations and feelings. She is hopeful for Jane's happiness, but remains cautious about the challenges that lie ahead. This chapter moves the story forward by showing how social life intertwines with personal emotions and decisions. It sets the stage for the developments in romance, pride, and misunderstandings that will follow. Chapter 13. In this chapter, Mr. Collins continues his stay at Longbourn, and his intentions to find a wife within the Bennet family become more clear. Elizabeth's feelings about Mr. Collins deepen as his awkwardness and self-importance become harder to ignore. Mr. Collins is a clergyman who holds a small but secure position thanks to the support of Lady Catherine de Bourgh, a wealthy and powerful relative of Mr. Darcy. He is proud of his connection to Lady Catherine and often speaks of her with great respect and admiration. From the moment he arrives, Mr. Collins makes himself at home with an awkward confidence that amuses some of the Bennet family and irritates others. He is very concerned with manners and social standing, but his way of expressing himself often seems pompous and foolish. Mr. Collins soon makes it clear that he intends to marry one of the Bennet daughters, primarily to please Lady Catherine and secure his position. This news causes both excitement and anxiety within the family, especially from Mrs. Bennet, who is eager to see a match made. Elizabeth finds Mr. Collins's manner and speech is tedious. His long-winded explanations and lack of awareness of social cues make her question how anyone could be attracted to him. Despite this, Mr. Collins pays particular attention to Elizabeth, believing her to be a suitable wife, though she is not interested in him. Meanwhile, social life continues in the neighborhood. The Bennet family attends gatherings and visits where relationships are further observed and discussed. Elizabeth's sharp observations reveal the differences in character among the people she meets. She is especially mindful of Mr. Darcy's proud behavior and Mr. Bingley's friendly nature. The chapter explores themes of social ambition, marriage, and the roles expected of women. Mr. Collins represents the kind of practical, but uninspired, match that many families consider desirable. Elizabeth's growing awareness of the importance of marrying for love, rather than convenience or status, sets her apart from many of her peers. As the chapter ends, the stage is set for further developments with Mr. Collins and the Bennet family's efforts to navigate the challenges of love in society. Chapter 14. In this chapter, Elizabeth Bennet spends a thoughtful and revealing afternoon with her close friend Charlotte Lucas. Their conversation uncovers the practical realities women faced in their society when it came to marriage, revealing contrasting views on love, security, and social expectations. Elizabeth and Charlotte have been friends for many years, their friendship grounded in honesty and mutual respect. While Elizabeth is spirited and values marrying for love and personal happiness, Charlotte is more pragmatic and accepts the social pressures that women face. During a quiet visit to Charlotte's home, the two friends sit together and discuss their futures. Charlotte shares her view that marriage is often a practical arrangement rather than a romantic one. She explains that for many women, especially those without a fortune or strong family connections, marrying well is the most secure path to a comfortable life. Charlotte surprises Elizabeth by revealing that she plans to accept a proposal from Mr. Collins, the Bennet family's distant cousin and clergyman. Charlotte admits that Mr. Collins is awkward and not a romantic match, but she believes that marrying him is the best practical decision she can make. Elizabeth listens carefully but finds it hard to understand Charlotte's choice. She feels that marrying without affection and respect is settling for less, and she hopes that love will play a bigger role in her own life. Charlotte explains that, in their world, security and social standing often outweigh feelings. Love may grow with time, but a woman cannot afford to be choosy when her future depends so much on marriage. Their conversation highlights the difficult position of women in early 19th century England. Without wealth or property, many women rely on marriage for their financial and social well-being. Elizabeth respects Charlotte's honesty and strength but remains determined to marry for love. This difference in views creates a thoughtful tension between the two friends, showing how society shapes personal choices. As they talk, Elizabeth also thinks about Mr. Darcy and Mr. Bingley. She wonders if true love is possible in a society that values status and appearance so highly. The chapter explores one of the central themes of Pride and Prejudice, the conflict between societal expectation and personal happiness. Elizabeth's spirited independence contrasts with Charlotte's cautious realism, offering two perspectives on the challenges women face. Beyond their conversation, social life continues around them. Invitations to balls, dinners, and visits keep the local families connected, offering chances for relationships to blossom or falter. Elizabeth's growing awareness of social pressures and the complexities of marriage deepen her character and prepare her for the personal growth and decisions she will face later. As the afternoon ends, the friendship between Elizabeth and Charlotte remains strong despite their differences. Their honest talks provide insight into the realities of life for women in their time, balancing hope, love, and practicality. This chapter sets the stage for the choices and challenges the characters will encounter as the story unfolds, deepening the emotional and social themes at the heart of the novel. Chapter 15. In this chapter, Mr. Collins continues his visit at Longbourn, making his intentions to propose marriage increasingly clear. Meanwhile, Elizabeth observes his awkward behavior and reflects on the social pressures that shape marriage decisions. Mr. Collins is a clergyman who holds a small parish near the Bennet family estate. He is a distant cousin and the heir to the Bennet property, which means that when Mr. Bennet passes away, the estate will go to Mr. Collins instead of the Bennet daughters. From the moment Mr. Collins arrives, he is eager to ingratiate himself with the Bennet family. He talks at length about Lady Catherine de Bourgh, his wealthy and commanding patroness, praising her influence and importance. Miss S. Bennet is thrilled by his presence, seeing him as a potential suitor for one of her daughters and a way to secure their family's future. She encourages her daughters to be attentive and polite toward Mr. Collins. Elizabeth, however, finds Mr. Collins's behavior pompous and irritating. His long-winded speeches, awkward manners, and lack of self-awareness frustrate her, though she tries to be polite. Mr. Collins's intentions become more obvious as he begins to hint at his desire to marry one of the Bennet sisters. His choice, he implies, should be Elizabeth, whom he finds agreeable. Elizabeth is surprised by this attention and unsure how to respond. She respects Mr. Collins's position, but has no romantic interest in him. The chapter reveals the social realities that govern marriage decisions in this society. Financial security, family connections, and social expectations often outweigh personal feelings. Elizabeth's discomfort with Mr. Collins highlights her desire for a marriage based on affection and respect rather than convenience. Meanwhile, the neighborhood social life continues, with visits, gatherings, and discussions shaping relationships. Elizabeth watches these interactions closely, noting the differences between Mr. Bingley's warmth and Mr. Darcy's reserve. The chapter also touches on themes of pride, social ambition, and the limited choices available to women. As Mr. Collins settles into his role in the Bennet household, the story prepares for further developments in the complex web of relationships. Elizabeth's sharp observations and independent spirit set her apart, foreshadowing the challenges she will face in balancing societal expectations and personal desires. Chapter 16. In this chapter, Mr. Collins makes his proposal to Elizabeth Bennet, and she responds with clear honesty, despite the social expectations that encourage acceptance. The chapter reveals Elizabeth's strength of character and sets a turning point in the story. Mr. Collins, feeling confident and believing himself a desirable match, approaches Elizabeth with a formal marriage proposal. He speaks at length about the practical reasons for marriage, emphasizing his own steady income, respectable position, and the approval of Lady Catherine de Bourgh. He tells Elizabeth that his offer is made with the hope that she will accept, as he believes it would be for her own good. Mr. Collins is convinced that marriage will bring security and happiness to both of them. Elizabeth listens patiently but knows her answer before he finishes. She politely refuses the proposal, explaining that she does not love him and cannot marry without affection. Mr. Collins is shocked and struggles to understand her refusal. He reminds her that it is foolish to reject such a secure and advantageous match, but Elizabeth remains firm. Elizabeth's refusal surprises her mother, who is disappointed and worried about the family's future. Mrs. Bennet urges Elizabeth to reconsider, but Elizabeth stands by her decision. The chapter highlights Elizabeth's independence and courage as she resists societal pressures to marry for convenience rather than love. Mr. Collins quickly recovers from his disappointment and shifts his attention to Charlotte Lucas, who soon accepts his proposal. This decision shocks Elizabeth, but also reflects the practical realities of their society. Meanwhile, Elizabeth continues to observe the social world around her, noting the different attitudes toward marriage and the complexities of relationships. The chapter deepens themes of love, pride, and social expectation. Elizabeth's choice to follow her heart rather than conform marks her as a strong and thoughtful character. As the chapter ends, the stage is set for new developments in the lives of the Bennet family and their neighbours, with marriage prospects and social ambitions intertwining. Chapter 17. In this chapter, Charlotte Lucas accepts Mr. Collins's proposal of marriage, a decision that surprises Elizabeth Bennet and brings new perspectives on the practicalities of marriage in their society. The chapter explores the contrast between love and security, and the challenges women face in choosing their futures. After Elizabeth's polite but firm refusal of Mr. Collins's marriage proposal, Mr. Collins quickly recovers and shifts his attentions to Charlotte Lucas, Elizabeth's close and sensible friend. Charlotte is not young or beautiful like Elizabeth or Jane, but she is steady, practical, and aware of the social realities she faces. Charlotte understands that as a woman without much fortune or connections, her opportunities for marriage are limited. She knows that love is rare and uncertain, but security and a home are essential. When Mr. Collins formally proposes to Charlotte, she accepts without hesitation. This decision shocks Elizabeth, who values affection and respect over convenience. Elizabeth struggles to understand how her friend can marry a man she clearly does not love. Charlotte explains her choice with honesty and clarity. She believes that marrying for comfort and stability is wiser than waiting for a perfect romance that may never come. For her, a practical marriage is better than loneliness or poverty. Elizabeth respects Charlotte's honesty but cannot imagine making the same choice. Their different views on marriage highlight one of the central tensions of the story, the conflict between personal desire and social expectation. Meanwhile, the preparations for Charlotte and Mr. Collins's wedding begin. The news spreads quickly through the neighborhood, stirring varied reactions. Some admire Charlotte's pragmatism, others pity her for settling. Elizabeth returns home with mixed feelings. She is happy for Charlotte's security but saddened by the loss of her friend's youthful hopes. The marriage marks a turning point in Elizabeth's understanding of the society they live in. The chapter also shows the complex relationships between the Bennet sisters. Jane continues her quiet courtship with Mr. Bingley, while Elizabeth grapples with her own judgments and feelings, especially about Mr. Darcy. Elizabeth notices that social expectations weigh heavily on everyone, especially women. The pressure to marry well often conflicts with personal happiness, leading to difficult choices. Mr. Collins's role in the family shifts as he becomes engaged, bringing a sense of order but also tension to the Bennet household. Mrs. Bennet is thrilled with the prospect of securing her family's future through this match. The chapter deepens the themes of pride, prejudice, and social ambition. Charlotte's marriage to Mr. Collins serves as a reminder that not all marriages are made for love. Many are arrangements born out of necessity. Elizabeth's reaction to Charlotte's choice reveals her strong spirit and desire for a marriage based on mutual respect and affection. As the chapter concludes, the story sets up new challenges and developments. The characters must navigate the complex social world where love, duty, and survival intertwine. Elizabeth's journey toward understanding herself and others continues, promising growth and change as the narrative unfolds. Chapter 18. In this chapter, the preparations and anticipation for Charlotte Lucas's marriage to Mr. Collins unfold, and Elizabeth Bennet reflects on her friend's choices. Social events continue to bring the Bennet family and their neighbors together. The chapter explores the complexities of friendship, marriage, and social expectations. Charlotte Lucas's decision to accept Mr. Collins's proposal has been met with mixed feelings. While many admire her practicality and courage, others quietly wonder about the cost of such a marriage. Elizabeth, in particular, feels conflicted. She respects Charlotte's clear-eyed realism, but cannot help feeling sadness for her friend's loss of youthful dreams. The preparations for the wedding begin, and Charlotte works diligently to organize the event. Though the match is not born from romance, Charlotte's composure and sense of duty are evident. She understands the importance of securing her future and providing stability in a world where women's choices are limited. Elizabeth visits Charlotte at her new home, a modest parsonage near Rosings Park, Lady Catherine de Bourgh's estate. The house is simple but comfortable, reflecting Charlotte's practical nature. During her visit, Elizabeth observes how Charlotte has adapted to her new life. Despite the lack of passion in the marriage, Charlotte shows contentment and a quiet acceptance of her situation. She speaks openly about the realities of marriage, including the compromises and sacrifices it entails. Elizabeth and Charlotte's conversations reveal the deep bond between the two women, even as their views on love and marriage differ. Charlotte offers Elizabeth advice and perspective, encouraging her to consider the practical side of life alongside her ideals. Meanwhile, back at Longbourn, the Bennet family continues to experience the ups and downs of social life. Jane Bennet's relationship with Mr. Bingley grows stronger, bringing joy and hope to the family. Elizabeth's thoughts often return to Mr. Darcy. Though she still harbors resentment from their earlier encounters, she finds herself intrigued by his complexity and the hints of kindness beneath his proud exterior. Social events continue to play a significant role in shaping relationships. The neighborhood gathers for dinners, dances, and visits, each occasion revealing new facets of character and connection. Elizabeth's observations highlight the intricate balance between personal feelings and social expectations. The pressure to marry well, maintain reputation, and fulfill family duties weighs heavily on everyone. The chapter also touches on Lady Catherine de Bourgh's influence, as her presence looms over the lives of Mr. Collins and the Bennet family. Her authority and social standing underscore the rigid class structures of the time. As the chapter concludes, Elizabeth reflects on the choices women make in their pursuit of security and happiness. Charlotte's marriage stands as a reminder of the compromises imposed by society, while Elizabeth's spirit remains determined to find love on her own terms. This chapter deepens the novel's exploration of pride, prejudice, and the struggle between individual desire and social convention. It prepares the reader for the challenges and growth that lie ahead for Elizabeth and those around her. Chapter 19. In this chapter, the social world around the Bennet family continues to unfold with lively gatherings and conversations, revealing deeper layers of character and relationship. Elizabeth Bennet's observations sharpen, especially regarding Mr. Darcy and his growing, though complicated, interest in her. The story moves to the vibrant town of Meryton, where balls, dinners, and social visits form the heart of community life. These events are more than just entertainment, they are critical venues for forming alliances, observing potential marriage partners, and displaying social standing. Elizabeth finds herself increasingly aware of the unspoken rules governing these occasions. She notices how behavior, manners, and reputation influence perceptions far more than personal merit. This realization adds to her already sharp understanding of the complexities around her. Mr. Bingley continues to be well liked, especially for his open friendliness and warmth toward Jane Bennet. Their budding affection is visible to all, and whispers of their possible engagement begin to circulate among the local families. In contrast, Mr. Darcy remains distant, his proud demeanor often misinterpreted by others as arrogance. Elizabeth's own feelings toward him are conflicted. Though she cannot forget his earlier rudeness, she begins to notice moments where his actions show a more thoughtful and honorable nature. At a particular social gathering, Elizabeth witnesses Mr. Darcy's quiet attention to her. Though he rarely speaks to her directly, his subtle glances and gestures reveal a growing interest. Elizabeth, ever proud and cautious, struggles with these mixed signals. Meanwhile, gossip and opinions flow freely among the guests. People discuss the potential matches, the qualities of various young ladies, and the behavior of the gentlemen. These conversations reflect the importance of public opinion and reputation in shaping the characters' lives. Elizabeth's keen eye picks up on the disparities between appearance and reality. She sees how easily judgments are made based on social status, wealth, or first impressions, often ignoring true character. The chapter deepens the theme of pride and prejudice, how these flaws influence a character's perceptions and actions. Elizabeth's evolving views on Mr. Darcy exemplify this struggle as she wrestles with her feelings and judgments. As the social season continues, the characters are drawn into a web of expectations, misunderstandings, and desires. Elizabeth's wit and independence set her apart, but also isolate her at times from the more conforming members of society. The chapter ends with Elizabeth reflecting on the challenges of navigating a world where love and social ambition are often at odds. Her growing awareness prepares her for the difficult choices she will face. Chapter 20. In this chapter, the social lives of the Bennet family and their neighbors continue to unfold, with growing interactions that reveal character traits, tensions, and the importance of social standing. Elizabeth Bennet's observations sharpen as the complexities of relationships deepen. The neighborhood is abuzz with the arrival of new visitors and the preparations for upcoming gatherings. These events are not merely social occasions but crucial moments where alliances are formed, reputations are made or broken, and the dance of courtship begins. Elizabeth, with her keen intelligence and quick wit, pays close attention to the behaviors and motives of those around her. She sees the ways in which pride, prejudice, and social ambition influence actions. Mr. Bingley remains a favorite among the local families. His open friendliness and warmth toward Jane Bennet create an atmosphere of hope and happiness. Their mutual affection grows steadily, offering a bright spot in the social scene. Mr. Darcy continues to be a figure of mystery and pride. Though his demeanor is reserved, Elizabeth notices subtle gestures that hint at deeper feelings. Their interactions, though sparse, are charged with unspoken emotion and tension. During a visit to the home of Sir William Lucas, Elizabeth and her sister Jane experience firsthand the nuances of social hierarchy. The Lucas family, though not wealthy, maintain a respectable position and host guests with proper decorum. Elizabeth engages in conversations that reveal her spirited nature and willingness to question societal norms. Her observations and remarks often challenge the expectations of those around her, setting her apart as an independent thinker. The chapter also introduces new characters and deepens existing relationships, weaving a complex social tapestry. Elizabeth's reflections show her growing awareness of the constraints placed upon women and the importance of marrying well to secure one's future. As the chapter draws to a close, the stage is set for the romantic developments and social challenges that will shape the lives of the Bennet sisters. The interplay of character, class, and emotion continues to drive the story forward, preparing readers for the significant events yet to come. Chapter 21. In this chapter, Mr. Darcy makes a surprising and heartfelt proposal to Elizabeth Bennet, setting off a dramatic and emotional turning point in their relationship. Elizabeth's response and the reasons behind it reveal much about her character and the misunderstandings that have built between them. The story has been building tension between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy. While they have crossed paths several times at social events, their interactions have been marked by pride, misjudgment, and strong opinions. Elizabeth's sharp tongue and Mr. Darcy's reserved pride have kept them apart, even as an unspoken attraction grows. One afternoon, Elizabeth finds herself alone at the beautiful estate of Rosings Park, the home of Lady Catherine de Bourgh, where Mr. Darcy is also visiting. The estate is grand and impressive, reflecting the wealth and status of Lady Catherine, Mr. Darcy's formidable aunt. Mr. Darcy approaches Elizabeth with a serious and sincere demeanor. To her surprise, he confesses his deep feelings for her and asks her to marry him. His proposal is honest but awkward, revealing his inner conflict between his affection and his awareness of their social differences. He speaks of his admiration for Elizabeth's wit, intelligence, and beauty. However, he also admits his struggle with her lower social standing and family background, which has caused him to hesitate. Elizabeth is taken aback by the proposal. While part of her feels flattered, she is overwhelmed by the pride and condescension in Mr. Darcy's words. She recalls his earlier insults and his role in separating Jane and Mr. Bingley, which have caused her great hurt. With courage and honesty, Elizabeth rejects Mr. Darcy's proposal. She tells him that she cannot accept because of his arrogance and because of the pain he has caused her family, especially his interference with Jane and Mr. Bingley's relationship. Mr. Darcy listens to her calmly but is clearly wounded by her refusal. He asks Elizabeth to explain her feelings fully, seeking to understand her grievances. Elizabeth recounts the stories she has heard about Mr. Darcy's behaviour, including his mistreatment of Mr. Wickham, a charming officer who has shared his own tale of injustice at Darcy's hands. Mr. Darcy's reaction to these accusations is one of surprise and anger. He defends himself, explaining that Wickham is dishonest and has deceived many, including Elizabeth herself. The conversation is tense and emotional, revealing the misunderstandings and prejudices that have clouded their judgment of each other. Mr. Darcy eventually leaves, deeply hurt but resolved to address the wrongs Elizabeth has spoken of. Elizabeth, though shaken, feels a sense of relief and pride for standing up for herself and expressing her true feelings. This chapter marks a crucial moment in the story, as the characters confront their misunderstandings and begin the difficult process of growth and change. It also highlights themes of pride, prejudice, honesty, and personal integrity. Elizabeth's rejection of Mr. Darcy's proposal is not just about love, but about respect and fairness. As the chapter closes, both characters are left to reflect on their actions and feelings, setting the stage for the transformations and reconciliations that will come. Chapter 22. In this chapter, the focus shifts to Mr. Wickham, a charming and handsome militia officer whose arrival stirs new interest and emotions within the community. Elizabeth Bennet's encounter with Mr. Wickham introduces new complexities to her views of Mr. Darcy and the social dynamics around her. Mr. Wickham arrives in Meryton with the militia regiment that has come to town. He is immediately popular for his good looks, easy manners, and friendly nature. His arrival brings fresh excitement to the social scene, especially among the young ladies. Elizabeth meets Mr. Wickham during a local gathering and is instantly charmed by his openness and warmth. Unlike Mr. Darcy, who often appears cold and distant, Mr. Wickham is approachable and engaging. As they talk, Mr. Wickham shares a story about his difficult past involving Mr. Darcy. He claims that Mr. Darcy treated him unfairly, withholding an inheritance that was rightfully his. Elizabeth listens sympathetically, her dislike of Mr. Darcy growing stronger. She feels a sense of justice and is eager to believe Mr. Wickham's version of events. Mr. Wickham's story paints Mr. Darcy as proud and selfish, deepening the negative impression Elizabeth already has of him. The chapter explores themes of trust, deception, and the danger of forming opinions based on partial information. Elizabeth's judgment is challenged as she balances the charm and sincerity of Mr. Wickham against her own experiences and knowledge. Meanwhile, the social activities continue, with dances and visits maintaining the lively atmosphere of Meryton. Elizabeth's growing friendship with Mr. Wickham adds new dimensions to her social life and influences her perspectives on Pride and Prejudice. The chapter sets up important conflicts and misunderstandings that will play a crucial role in the unfolding story. As the chapter concludes, readers sense that the truth behind Mr. Wickham and Mr. Darcy's past will have significant consequences for Elizabeth and those around her. Chapter 23. In this chapter, the story delves deeper into the past of Mr. Wickham and Mr. Darcy, revealing more about their complicated history. Elizabeth Bennet learns unsettling truths that challenge her perceptions and deepen the novel's themes of pride, prejudice, and the danger of hasty judgments. The arrival of Mr. Wickham in Meryton has stirred much interest, especially among the young women. His charm, good looks, and engaging manner have made him quickly popular. However, it is his story about Mr. Darcy that captures Elizabeth's attention most profoundly. Elizabeth had already formed a negative opinion of Mr. Darcy, fueled by his pride and cold demeanour. Mr. Wickham's tale, in which he portrays Darcy as cruel and unjust, seems to confirm her suspicions. She listens with sympathy and confidence, trusting Mr. Wickham's version of events. One day, Mr. Darcy unexpectedly invites Elizabeth and her friend Charlotte to his estate, Pemberley, under the guise of a social visit. Elizabeth is both curious and cautious about the invitation, given her feelings toward Darcy. At Pemberley, Elizabeth is struck by the beauty and grandeur of the estate, which reflects Mr. Darcy's wealth and status. However, what surprises her most is the warmth and kindness shown by Mr. Darcy and his servants. Mr. Darcy behaves with great respect and courtesy toward Elizabeth and Charlotte, contrasting sharply with the pride and allure she had previously attributed to him. During their visit, Elizabeth learns from Mr. Darcy's housekeeper about his good character and generosity, which begins to challenge her earlier judgments. Meanwhile, Mr. Wickham's past continues to unfold. Elizabeth discovers that much of what he said about Darcy was untrue, and that Wickham himself has a troubled history marked by irresponsibility and deceit. This revelation shocks Elizabeth and forces her to reconsider her opinions and feelings. She realizes that her prejudice against Mr. Darcy was based on incomplete and misleading information. The chapter explores the themes of truth, integrity, and personal growth. Elizabeth's journey toward understanding reflects the novel's deeper message about the importance of looking beyond first impressions. The social dynamics around the Bennet family continue to evolve, with relationships becoming more complex and intertwined. Elizabeth's changing views about Mr. Darcy mark a significant turning point in the story, signaling the possibility of reconciliation and deeper understanding. As the chapter closes, readers are left anticipating the unfolding consequences of these revelations and the continued development of Elizabeth and Darcy's relationship. Chapter 24. In this chapter, Elizabeth Bennet continues to navigate the complex social world surrounding her, while new developments reveal more about Mr. Darcy's character and deepen the tension between pride, prejudice, and personal growth. The chapter focuses on social visits, misunderstandings, and the evolving dynamics among the Bennet family and their neighbors. The social season in Merton remains lively, with invitations to dinners, balls, and visits flowing regularly. These gatherings provide opportunities for the characters to mingle, form opinions, and strengthen or challenge their relationships. Elizabeth's wit and keen observation skills allow her to see through many of the social facades. She recognizes how much appearance, reputation, and social standing influence behavior. The pressure to conform to these expectations weighs heavily on many characters, especially women. One notable event in this chapter is a visit to the Collinses at their new home. Mr. Collins, now married to Charlotte Lucas, lives a modest but orderly life in a small parsonage. Elizabeth visits Charlotte and observes how her friend has settled into her practical marriage. Charlotte's contentment with her choice contrasts with Elizabeth's desire for a marriage based on love and mutual respect. Their conversations reveal different perspectives on marriage and happiness, underscoring the novel's themes of choice and compromise. Meanwhile, Mr. Darcy's behavior continues to puzzle Elizabeth. Though she has formed negative impressions of him, she begins to notice moments of kindness and consideration that challenge her views. At her recent ball, Mr. Darcy surprises many by dancing with Elizabeth. His gesture is unexpected, breaking his usual reserve and pride. Elizabeth is both surprised and unsure how to interpret his actions. Social gossip surrounds the event. Some guests are pleased by Mr. Darcy's apparent change, while others remain skeptical. Elizabeth's own feelings become more complicated as she grapples with her pride and the possibility of reconsidering her opinion of Mr. Darcy. The chapter also explores the ongoing courtship between Jane Bennet and Mr. Bingley. Their relationship appears to grow steadily, providing a hopeful contrast to the more tumultuous interactions between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy. Family dynamics continue to play a significant role. Mrs. Bennet remains anxious and talkative about her daughter's futures, while Mr. Bennet offers quiet support and occasional humour. As Elizabeth observes the social dances and conversations, she reflects on the delicate balance between personal desires and social duty. The characters' struggles highlight the constraints of their time and place. This chapter marks a turning point in Elizabeth's understanding of Mr. Darcy and the social world. Her changing perspective prepares her for the revelations and decisions that will soon follow. The themes of pride, prejudice, love, and social expectation are woven tightly throughout the narrative, enriching the story's emotional and intellectual depth. As the chapter closes, Elizabeth faces the challenge of reconciling her feelings with the realities of the world she inhabits. Her journey toward growth and understanding continues, promising new developments and deeper connections. Chapter 25. In this chapter, the social landscape around the Bennet family becomes increasingly complicated as new visitors arrive, stirring conversations and tensions. Elizabeth Bennet continues to observe the shifting relationships and reflects on her evolving feelings toward Mr. Darcy. Meanwhile, Jane Bennet's relationship with Mr. Bingley deepens, but obstacles loom on the horizon. The arrival of new guests in Meryton breathes fresh life into the social calendar. These visitors bring not only excitement, but also gossip, opinions, and judgments, which spread quickly through the community. Social gatherings become opportunities to display manners, form alliances, and influence reputations. Elizabeth, with her sharp mind and keen perception, watches these events closely. She notices how easily first impressions and appearances shape people's attitudes. Many guests behave according to social expectations rather than genuine feeling, highlighting the performative nature of society. Among the newcomers is a group connected to Lady Catherine de Bourgh, whose influence in the region is powerful and often felt even indirectly. Their presence underscores the strict social hierarchy and the importance of status. Elizabeth's thoughts frequently return to Mr. Darcy. Despite her previous dislike of him, she finds herself increasingly intrigued by his complex character. She recalls moments when his actions contradicted the pride and coldness he usually displays. At a recent social event, Elizabeth was surprised when Mr. Darcy asked her to dance. The gesture was unexpected and caused a stir among the guests. Some admired Mr. Darcy's apparent willingness to overcome his reserve, while others doubted his sincerity. Elizabeth herself felt a mix of emotions: surprise, skepticism, and a faint hope. She struggled to reconcile this unexpected kindness with her earlier judgments of him. The dance was marked by a polite but charged tension, filled with unspoken thoughts and questions. Meanwhile, Jane Bennet and Mr. Bingley continued to grow closer. Jane's gentle and sincere nature attracts Mr. Bingley, whose own warmth and good humour make their relationship a beacon of hope. Their affection for each other is evident to many, though their path is not without obstacles. Mrs. Bennet is particularly excited about Jane's prospects, openly expressing her hopes and sometimes overstepping social boundaries in her enthusiasm. Mr. Bennet watches these interactions with quiet amusement, but also concern for his daughter's futures. The chapter also reveals tensions between families. Lady Catherine de Bourgh's relatives, including Mr. Collins, exert influence that complicates social relations. The weight of tradition, expectation, and pride hangs heavily over these interactions. Elizabeth reflects on the delicate balance between personal desire and social duty. She sees how pride and prejudice affect decisions and feelings, often leading to misunderstandings and missed opportunities. Her own heart is unsettled as she questions whether her initial judgments of Mr. Darcy were fair. She begins to understand that people are often more complex than they appear, and that humility and openness are necessary for true understanding. The chapter closes with anticipation and uncertainty. Relationships are at a crossroads, and choices made in the coming days will have lasting consequences. Elizabeth's wit, intelligence, and growing self-awareness prepare her for the challenges ahead. She remains determined to navigate the complicated social world with honesty and courage. Chapter 26. In this chapter, Elizabeth Bennet encounters Mr. Darcy in a new light during a visit to his family estate, Pemberley. This visit becomes a turning point for Elizabeth as she begins to see the true nature of Mr. Darcy beyond her previous judgments. The chapter explores themes of character, humility, and the influence of setting on perception. Elizabeth, accompanied by her aunt and uncle, Mr. and Mrs. Gardiner, travels through the English countryside on a journey that unexpectedly leads them near Pemberley, the magnificent estate owned by Mr. Darcy. The Gardiners, aware of Elizabeth's complicated history with Mr. Darcy, suggest visiting the estate, hoping to show her a different side of the man she wants to select. The beauty and grandeur of Pemberley take Elizabeth by surprise. The house stands proudly amid rolling hills and well-kept gardens, a testament to Mr. Darcy's wealth and status. But it is not just the physical splendor that impresses Elizabeth, it is the atmosphere of the estate that begins to soften her perception. As they tour the estate, Elizabeth hears glowing accounts from the housekeeper about Mr. Darcy's kindness and generosity. The housekeeper speaks of his good character, his fair treatment of his tenants, and his concern for those in his care. These stories contrast sharply with the proud and aloof figure Elizabeth had known at social gatherings. While exploring the grounds, Elizabeth unexpectedly meets Mr. Darcy himself. His demeanor is polite, courteous, and warm, a stark contrast to the cold pride she had assumed characterized him. Mr. Darcy is gracious to Elizabeth and her relatives, showing genuine kindness and hospitality. Elizabeth feels conflicted by these new impressions. Her long-held prejudices begin to waver as she witnesses a side of Mr. Darcy she had never seen before, a man who is respectful, considerate, and deeply connected to his home and community. During their conversations, Mr. Darcy discusses his estate with pride but also humility, emphasizing his responsibilities in the well-being of those who live and work on his land. Elizabeth listens, intrigued by this more nuanced portrait. The visit to Pemberley also offers Elizabeth time to reflect on her own feelings and judgments. She acknowledges that her earlier opinions of Mr. Darcy were shaped by partial information and social prejudice. Meanwhile, the Gardiners encourage Elizabeth to consider the possibility that people can change and that understanding often requires seeing beyond surface impressions. As the chapter progresses, Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy's interactions become more comfortable and open. There is a growing mutual respect, though Elizabeth remains cautious. The setting of Pemberley serves as a powerful symbol of Mr. Darcy's true character: solid, respectable, and grounded in duty. It also represents the possibility of transformation and reconciliation. The chapter closes with Elizabeth's mind and heart in a state of thoughtful reconsideration. She is beginning to question her own pride and prejudices, setting the stage for the challenges and growth to come. This visit marks a significant turning point in the novel, shifting the dynamics between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy and moving their relationship toward understanding and perhaps eventual love. Chapter 27. In this chapter, Elizabeth Bennet's reflections on her visit to Pemberley deepen as she witnesses Mr. Darcy's true nature and learns more about the people around him. The chapter also introduces new tensions and revelations that complicate the lives of the Bennet family. Elizabeth, still accompanied by her aunt and uncle, continues to explore Pemberley, absorbing the beauty and order of the estate. The grandeur of the house and the kindness shown by Mr. Darcy's servants paint a picture of a man who commands respect not through arrogance, but through genuine care and responsibility. The housekeeper's glowing accounts of Mr. Darcy surprise Elizabeth and challenge the negative image she had built from other social encounters. She learns that Mr. Darcy is generous to those who live on his land and highly regarded by his tenants. Elizabeth. Thoughts are interrupted when Mr. Darcy returns unexpectedly. His warmth and polite manners further soften Elizabeth's feelings, though she remains cautious. During this visit, Elizabeth unexpectedly encounters George Wickham. She is shocked to see him near Pemberley and struggles with conflicting emotions. Wickham's presence reminds her of the painful stories he shared, but the setting of Pemberley makes his appearance seem out of place. Elizabeth is left wondering about Wickham's true character, especially given the kindness and respectability she has observed in Mr. Darcy. The contrast between the two men becomes even more pronounced. Meanwhile, news arrives at Longbourn that Lydia Bennet, the youngest Bennet sister, has run away with Mr. Wickham. The scandal sends shockwaves through the family and the community. Mrs. Bennet is frantic, fearing the ruin of her daughter's reputations. Mr. Bennet and Elizabeth feel a mix of anger, disappointment, and worry. The family's distress is intensified by the social consequences of Lydia's actions. Elopement without marriage threatens the honor of the Bennet family and could damage the marriage prospects of all the sisters. Elizabeth is deeply troubled by Lydia's recklessness and the potential harm it could bring. She reflects on the fragility of social standing and the importance of reputation in their world. At the same time, Elizabeth's thoughts turn to Mr. Darcy and the contrast between his honorable nature and Wickham's deceit. The chapter explores themes of family loyalty, social pressure, and the consequences of impulsive actions. As the chapter ends, the Bennet family must confront the reality of Lydia's elopement and begin the difficult process of dealing with its aftermath. Elizabeth's growing understanding of human complexity and social challenges prepares her for the trials ahead. Chapter 28. In this chapter, the Bennet family is thrown into crisis following the shocking news that Lydia Bennet, the youngest daughter, has eloped with Mr. George Wickham, a militia officer known more for his charm than his reliability. This scandal threatens not only Lydia's reputation but the social standing and future prospects of the entire Bennet family. The chapter explores the turmoil within the family, the social consequences of Lydia's actions, and the quiet but decisive role Mr. Darcy begins to play behind the scenes. The news of Lydia's elopement spreads like wildfire through the community of Merton and beyond. In the tightly knit society of Regency England, such an act is seen as a disgrace. For a young woman to run away and marry with a man of questionable character brings shame not only upon herself but upon her entire family. It threatens the marriage prospects of her sisters, especially the more respectable Jane and Elizabeth, who have been carefully navigating the social scene with hopes of advantageous matches. Mrs. Bennet's reaction is immediate and overwhelming. Her usual nervous excitement turns into frantic worry and despair. She fears that the scandal will ruin the family's chances entirely, and she constantly frets over the damage Lydia's recklessness might cause to Jane and Elizabeth's futures. Her concern often spills over into panic and complaints, revealing the high stakes placed on reputation and marriage in their world. Mr. Bennet, by contrast, responds with a quieter, though no less serious demeanor. He is deeply disappointed in Lydia's thoughtlessness and lack of judgment, but recognizes that anger alone will not solve the problem. His calmness and pragmatism provide a necessary balance to Mrs. Bennet's hysteria. He understands the gravity of the situation, but also the need for measured action. Elizabeth, who has often been the voice of reason among her sisters, feels a swirl of emotions. She is angry at Lydia for jeopardizing the family's honor with such reckless behavior. Yet she also feels sorrow for her sister, whose youthful indiscretions could destroy her future. Elizabeth understands better than most the fragility of a woman's position in society and how easily a single misstep can have lasting consequences. The family immediately begins efforts to locate Lydia and Mr. Wickham. Every moment without news feels like a threat, increasing the tension and fear of scandal. The urgency is palpable as the Bennets and their acquaintances search for the runaway couple, hoping to find them and persuade Mr. Wickham to marry Lydia, which would at least salvage some respectability. Amid this chaos, Elizabeth reflects deeply on the social constraints faced by women. Lydia's elopement serves as a stark reminder of how vulnerable women are and how their fates often depend on their choices in marriage and reputation. Elizabeth's thoughts reveal her growing maturity and understanding of the complexities of their social world. Meanwhile, in the quiet but powerful subplot, Mr. Darcy begins to involve himself in the crisis. Though he keeps his actions discreet, Mr. Darcy takes significant steps to find Lydia and Mr. Wickham and ensure that the situation is resolved honorably. His intervention, motivated by his feelings for Elizabeth and his sense of duty, highlights his true character, one of responsibility, kindness, and integrity beneath his proud exterior. The Bennet family remains unaware of Mr. Darcy's role at first, but his efforts contrast sharply with Mr. Wickham's responsibility and selfishness. This contrast becomes a central theme in the unfolding drama, emphasizing the difference between genuine honor and mere charm. As the chapter progresses, the social consequences of Lydia's elopement loom larger. The family faces gossip, judgment, and uncertainty about their future. The scandal threatens to endure years of careful social navigation, making every interaction tense and fraught. Elizabeth's emotions are complex. She is torn between frustration at her sister's folly and hope that the situation can be mended. Her relationship with Mr. Darcy also gains new layers as she begins to see him in a different light, appreciating his quiet strength and willingness to act. The chapter concludes with the Bennet family bracing for the difficult days ahead. Lydia's actions have set in motion events that will challenge their bonds, test their resilience, and ultimately change their lives forever. Elizabeth's journey toward understanding love, forgiveness, and social complexities continues, promising growth and transformation as the story moves forward. Chapter 29. In this chapter, the Bennet family anxiously awaits news of Lydia and Mr. Wickham, while Mr. Darcy's discreet efforts to resolve the crisis begin to unfold. The chapter explores themes of family loyalty, social pressure, and the quiet power of honorable actions. The days following Lydia's elopement are filled with tension and uncertainty for the Bennet family. Mrs. Bennet is frantic, overwhelmed by worry and fear for her youngest daughter's reputation and future. Her nervous energy spreads through the household, creating an atmosphere of anxiety. Mr. Bennet, though deeply troubled, maintained a calm and measured demeanor. He understands the severity of the situation, but knows that rash actions will only make matters worse. His quiet strength offers some comfort to Elizabeth and Jane, who share their father's concerns but also struggle with their own fears. Elizabeth feels a mixture of anger and sorrow. She is frustrated by Lydia's recklessness and lack of foresight, but she also empathizes with her sister's youthful impulsiveness. Elizabeth's reflections reveal her growing maturity and understanding of the complex social forces at play. Amid the family's distress, Mr. Darcy quietly begins to take action. Though his involvement is not immediately known to the Bennets, he uses his influence and resources to search for Lydia and Mr. Wickham. His motivation is not only a sense of responsibility, but also a deepening affection for Elizabeth. Mr. Darcy's efforts are discreet but effective. He locates the couple and negotiates with Mr. Wickham to marry Lydia, thereby salvaging her reputation and protecting the Bennet family from social ruin. This act of generosity and honor contrasts sharply with Mr. Wickham's previous behavior. Elizabeth eventually learns of Mr. Darcy's role in resolving the crisis. Her feelings toward him become more complex, mixing gratitude, surprise, and a reevaluation of her early judgments. The chapter also highlights the power of social reputation and the precarious position of women in Regency society. Lydia's elopement threatens not only her own future but also the prospects of her sisters, demonstrating how tightly linked family honor and personal behavior are. Miss S. Bennet's excitement about the potential marriage between Jane and Mr. Bingley is tempered by the scandal, but she remains hopeful. Jane and Elizabeth continue to support each other through the difficult times. As the chapter concludes, the Bennet family begins to heal from the shock of Lydia's elopement, thanks in large part to Mr. Darcy's intervention. The crisis serves as a catalyst for change, growth, and new understandings among the characters. Elizabeth's journey toward love and acceptance takes a significant step forward as she begins to see Mr. Darcy in a new and more favorable light. The chapter sets the stage for the final developments in the novel, where misunderstandings will be cleared and relationships will be tested and strengthened. Chapter 30. In this chapter, the repercussions of Lydia Bennet's reckless elopement continue to cast a shadow over the Bennet family, even as the quiet but powerful intervention of Mr. Darcy begins to alter the course of events. Elizabeth Bennet's growing awareness of Darcy's true character deepens her emotional journey, while Jane Bennet faces uncertainty in her relationship with Mr. Bingley. The chapter explores complex social dynamics, misunderstandings, and the gradual thawing of prejudice. The shock of Lydia's elopement had struck the Bennet family like a thunderbolt. For Mrs. Bennet, it was a calamity beyond comprehension. Her anxieties and fears about the ruin of her daughter's futures consumed her days and nights. She fretted over every whispered conversation, every sideways glance from neighbors, imagining the worst outcomes. Mr. Bennet, typically reserved, was no less concerned, but faced the situation with a calmer, more pragmatic demeanor. He recognized that panic would achieve nothing and that the family needed to act swiftly and wisely. Elizabeth, ever the voice of reason amidst her mother's hysteria, found herself torn between frustration at Lydia's foolishness and sympathy for her vulnerable younger sister. The situation was complicated by the fact that Lydia's partner, Mr. Wickham, was a man of questionable morals and little regard for social responsibility. The Bennet family's hopes rested on the belief that Mr. Wickham would honorably marry Lydia, but as days passed without news, anxiety grew. Amidst this turmoil, a silent force was already at work, Mr. Darcy. His affection for Elizabeth, though unspoken and complicated, compelled him to act. Darcy's sense of honor and responsibility drove him to intervene discreetly, seeking out Lydia and Wickham to persuade the latter to do the right thing. Though Elizabeth and her family were unaware of Darcy's efforts, he utilized his wealth and influence to track down the runaway couple. He offered financial incentives to Wickham, ensuring that the marriage would take place and that Lydia would not be left disgraced. Darcy's motivations were complex. Beyond his love for Elizabeth, he felt the duty to repair the harm caused by his own previous interference in Jane and Bingley's relationship. His actions were a mixture of personal redemption and genuine care. Back at Longbourn, life was a whirl of emotion and uncertainty. Mrs. Bennet oscillated between hope and despair, while Mr. Bennet's quiet patience provided a steadying presence. Elizabeth remained the most composed of the Bennet sisters, though her heart ached with worry. She reflected deeply on the fragility of her reputation in their society. One wrong step, especially for a young woman, could lead to lasting consequences. Her thoughts also returned often to Mr. Darcy. The revelation of his intervention, when it finally came to the gardeners, surprised and moved Elizabeth. Her feelings toward Darcy began to shift, as she realized that pride and first impressions had clouded her judgment. Meanwhile, Jane Bennet's relationship with Mr. Bingley faced new challenges. Influenced by his sisters and, indirectly, by Mr. Darcy, who harbored concerns about the Bennet family's social standing and the imprudence of Mrs. Bennet, Mr. Bingley began to distance himself. Jane, gentle and hopeful, was slow to notice the change but soon felt the coldness that crept into Mr. Bingley's behavior. Her disappointment was profound, but she maintained her grace and patience, refusing to despair. The Bennet family's joy and optimism dimmed as they sensed the growing distance between Jane and Mr. Bingley. Mrs. Bennet's anxious chatter grew louder, but her interference often pushed the situation toward awkwardness. Elizabeth, with her keen understanding, encouraged patience and resilience, hoping that time and truth would restore what was lost. Social gatherings continued, each one a stage for the delicate dance of courtship, gossip, and social maneuvering. Elizabeth navigated these with a blend of sharp wit and growing maturity. At her recent ball, Mr. Darcy's unexpected decision to ask Elizabeth for a dance surprised many guests. His gesture, breaking with his usual reserve, suggested a shift in his feelings, though Elizabeth's own emotions remained mixed. During the dance, their interaction was polite but charged with unspoken thoughts. Elizabeth found herself reconsidering many assumptions she had held. Mr. Darcy's eyes revealed a complexity that went beyond pride. Guests whispered about the unusual pairing, speculating on the reasons behind Darcy's sudden change. Some were pleased, while others remained skeptical, reflecting the divided opinions about both individuals. Elizabeth's reflections on these events underscored the novel's core themes: the dangers of hasty judgments, the importance of humility, and the transformative power of understanding. She recognized that appearances could be deceiving, and that true character required deeper insight. Her feelings toward Mr. Darcy evolved from resentment to curiosity and a cautious hope. She saw in him a man capable of growth and kindness, qualities that challenged her previous prejudices. The contrast between Mr. Darcy's integrity and Mr. Wickham's duplicity became clearer. While Wickham's charm had initially won sympathy, his irresponsible behavior now cast a shadow over his character. Elizabeth's growing awareness of these truths marked a significant turning point in her emotional journey. At the same time, the social pressures and expectations that had weighed heavily on the Bennet sisters remained a constant force. The need to secure good marriages, protect reputations, and navigate social hierarchy shaped every interaction. As the chapter drew to a close, Elizabeth felt a mixture of hope and uncertainty. The road ahead was still uncertain, marked by challenges and the need for forgiveness and growth. Yet, her spirit remained strong, guided by intelligence, integrity, and the growing capacity for understanding others beyond first impressions. The events of this chapter set the stage for the resolutions and reconciliations that would soon follow, promising emotional fulfillment and social harmony. Chapter 31. In this chapter, the complex web of social expectations, family dynamics, and personal feelings continues to unfold as Elizabeth Bennet's relationship with Mr. Darcy deepens, and the Bennet family confronts the consequences of Lydia's elopement. The chapter is rich with emotion, misunderstandings, and moments of self-reflection that propel the story toward its climax. After the crisis surrounding Lydia's elopement began to settle, life at Longbourn slowly returned to a new normal. Yet, beneath the surface, tensions remained high. The Bennet family faced the lingering effects of the scandal, especially as gossip and judgment from their neighbours continued to weigh heavily on them. Mrs. Bennet, ever expressive and dramatic, vacillated between hope and despair, frequently expressing concern for her daughter's futures and the potential impact of Lydia's rashness. Her anxiety often resulted in loud and unfiltered remarks, much to the chagrin of Mr. Bennet and the older daughters. Elizabeth, as always, remained the family's anchor, her pragmatic nature helping to steady her sisters and temper her mother's nerves. Despite the difficulties, Elizabeth's intelligence and keen insight allowed her to navigate the social landscape with a balance of caution and resolve. Meanwhile, Mr. Darcy's presence in Elizabeth's life became more frequent and meaningful. After his discreet but decisive role in resolving the Lydia scandal, Darcy's true nature began to reveal itself beyond the initial impressions of PrideAndPrejudice. Elizabeth found herself reflecting on the moments she spent at Pemberley, Darcy's grand estate, and the surprise and kindness she observed there from Darcy himself and those who spoke of him with respect and affection. These memories clashed with her earlier judgments, forcing her to reconsider her opinions. A pivotal moment came during a visit to the Gardiners, Elizabeth's aunt and uncle, who had played a key role in supporting the Bennet family throughout their troubles. The Gardiners admired Mr. Darcy and spoke highly of his character and generosity, reinforcing Elizabeth's evolving feelings. During this time, Elizabeth and Darcy's encounters grew more genuine. Their conversations, though still cautious, began to include moments of warmth and understanding. Elizabeth's sharp wit met Darcy's earnest sincerity, creating a dynamic charged with both tension and attraction. However, social pressures and misunderstandings still loomed large. Darcy's earlier interference in Mr. Bingley and Jane's relationship continued to cast a shadow over his reputation within the Bennet family, particularly with Jane, who felt heartbroken by Mr. Bingley's withdrawal. Elizabeth's growing awareness of Darcy's true motives and the sacrifices he made for the Bennet family's honor began to heal these wounds. She understood that Darcy's pride was tempered by a deep sense of responsibility and love. The Bennet family itself faced further trials. Lydia's reckless nature, while somewhat contained by her marriage, continued to cause concern. Mrs. Bennet's hopes for the other daughters were tempered by the social realities that their futures were not guaranteed. Elizabeth and Jane supported each other through these challenges, their sisterly bond growing stronger. Elizabeth's reflections on marriage, love, and family responsibilities deepened, setting the stage for her own decisions to come. The social scene in Merton and surrounding areas remained vibrant yet fraught with the undercurrents of judgment and expectation. Balls, dinners, and visits provided opportunities for characters to reveal their true selves or hide behind polite facades. Elizabeth's intelligence and independence often set her apart from many women of her time, but they also drew admiration and sometimes misunderstanding. A defining moment in the chapter is Darcy's renewed proposal to Elizabeth. This proposal is different from his. First, it is humble, sincere, and full of respect for Elizabeth's character and choices. Darcy acknowledges his past mistakes, especially his interference in Jane and Bingley's relationship, and openly expresses his love and admiration for Elizabeth, not just despite, but because of her independent spirit and intelligence. Elizabeth listens with a mixture of surprise and relief. Her heart, which had long wrestled with Pride and Prejudice, opens to the possibility of love that is equal, honest, and deeply felt. This proposal represents the culmination of their growth, the shedding of pride and misunderstandings, replaced by respect, humility, and affection. The chapter also highlights the reactions of the Bennet family to this development. Mrs. Bennet is overjoyed at the prospect of Elizabeth's advantageous match, while Mr. Bennet offers his quiet approval. Jane's happiness at the reconciliation between Darcy and Elizabeth is tempered by her own hopes for Mr. Bingley. The chapter's emotional depth is enriched by the interplay of family dynamics, personal growth, and social realities. As the chapter closes, Elizabeth and Darcy's relationship stands at a new beginning, symbolizing hope, maturity, and the triumph of love over societal constraints. The narrative prepares readers for the final resolutions and happy endings, while emphasizing the themes of understanding, forgiveness, and personal transformation. Elizabeth's journey reflects the novel's enduring message that true love is built on respect, honesty, and the courage to see beyond first impressions. Chapter 32. In this chapter, the consequences of Mr. Darcy's proposal acceptance begin to unfold as Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy navigate the complexities of their changing relationship amid family dynamics and social expectations. The chapter delves into the nuances of love, forgiveness, and the social fabric that frames their lives. Following Elizabeth's acceptance of Mr. Darcy's second, heartfelt proposal, a sense of relief and joy settles over both families, though not without the challenges that come from past misunderstandings and social pressures. Elizabeth's candidness and Darcy's humility have forged a new bond, but the path ahead is still shaped by the society they live in. The Bennet family's reaction to the engagement is a mix of excitement and disbelief. Mrs. Bennet, ever the enthusiast for advantageous matches, is overjoyed, seeing the union as the pinnacle of her dreams for her daughters. Her ecstatic declarations and eagerness to share the news contrast with Mr. Bennet's more reserved and quietly approving demeanor. Elizabeth's relationship with her father deepens as she shares her thoughts and feelings about Darcy. Mr. Bennet, often sarcastic but deeply caring, expresses his hope that Elizabeth's choice will bring her happiness, offering a rare moment of tenderness. Meanwhile, Jane's own relationship with Mr. Bingley experiences renewal. Mr. Bingley, encouraged by Darcy, overcomes his previous doubts and returns to Longbourn with sincere intentions. Jane's gentle patience and genuine affection help rekindle their bond, promising a happy future. The social circles begin to adjust to the news of the engagements. Invitations to events and visits from neighbors take on a new tone, reflecting the elevated status of the Bennet family through Elizabeth's upcoming marriage. Yet, whispers of past scandals remind all of the fragility of reputation. Elizabeth and Darcy find themselves negotiating the expectations placed upon them by their families and society. Darcy's pride, once a barrier, softens as he embraces humility and openness. Elizabeth's sharp wit and independence challenge and inspire Darcy to grow. Conversations between the couple reveal their mutual respect and deepening affection. They discuss their past misunderstandings openly acknowledging faults and celebrating personal growth. The chapter also explores the evolving role of women in their society. Elizabeth's assertiveness and desire for equality in marriage highlight changing attitudes contrasting with the traditional expectations embodied by other characters. As preparations for the wedding begin, both families come together, navigating old tensions and new hopes. The Bennet household, once marked by worry and discord, becomes a place of cautious optimism and renewed bonds. Elizabeth's journey throughout the novel culminates in this chapter, embodying themes of forgiveness, self-awareness, and the transformative power of love. The narrative emphasizes that true happiness in marriage arises not from wealth or status alone, but from understanding, respect, and genuine connection. As the chapter closes, Elizabeth and Darcy stand on the threshold of a new life together, ready to face the future united and strengthened by their shared experiences. Chapter 33. In this chapter, the long-anticipated weddings and reconciliations bring joy and resolution to the Bennet family and their neighbours. The characters reflect on their journeys of growth, forgiveness, and love, culminating in a harmonious conclusion to their intertwined lives. The wedding season begins with great excitement at Longbourn. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy prepare to unite their lives in marriage, a union symbolizing the triumph of understanding over pride and prejudice. The atmosphere is filled with anticipation, happiness, and a sense of new beginnings. Mrs. Bennet is overjoyed, her dreams realized as her daughter secures a match that elevates the family standing. Her excitement is infectious, bringing laughter and energy to the household. Mr. Bennet, quieter but deeply content, supports Elizabeth with a mix of humor and affection. His approval marks a significant moment, reflecting the growth and acceptance that has characterized the family's journey. Jane Bennet and Mr. Bingley also prepare for their wedding, their love a gentle and hopeful contrast to the earlier tensions. Jane's patience and kindness have borne fruit, and their bond promises a bright future. The social world around them celebrates these unions. Invitations flood in, and neighbors gather to share in the joy. The weddings are elegant but warm, reflecting both the status and the genuine affection of the couples. Elizabeth and Darcy's relationship serves as a model of growth and forgiveness. Their conversations reveal mutual respect and deep emotional connection. They speak openly of their past misunderstandings and the lessons learned. Other characters, too, find their resolutions. Charlotte Lucas, though married to Mr. Collins, finds contentment in her practical life. Lydia and Wickham, now married, face the consequences of their impulsive actions but find their own path forward. The chapter explores themes of social harmony, personal growth, and the importance of family. The Bennet sisters, once threatened by scandal and misjudgment, emerge stronger and united. Elizabeth reflects on her journey from initial prejudice and misunderstanding to mature love and acceptance. Her story embodies the novel's message about the transformative power of humility and insight. Mr. Darcy, once proud and reserved, embraces vulnerability and change. His love for Elizabeth inspires him to become a better man. As the chapter draws to a close, the characters look forward to their futures with hope and optimism. The struggles of the past give way to joy and new possibilities. The novel ends on a note of happiness and fulfillment, celebrating the enduring values of love, respect, and personal growth. Chapter 34. In this chapter, the newly married Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy begin their life together, navigating the joys and challenges of their union while deepening their understanding and affection. The chapter explores themes of partnership, growth, and the blending of different worlds. Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy settle into life at Pemberley, the grand estate that had once symbolized pride and social status but now represents a home filled with warmth and mutual respect. The transition from courtship to marriage brings new experiences and opportunities for growth. Elizabeth embraces her new role with intelligence and grace, bringing her spirited nature into the management of the household and her interactions with the staff and tenants. Her independence and wit endear her to many, bridging the gap between social classes. Mr. Darcy's pride softens further as he learns to balance his responsibilities with tenderness and openness. His love for Elizabeth inspires him to be more understanding and attentive, deepening their connection. Together, they host gatherings and events that reflect their combined strengths and shared values. These occasions serve as celebrations of their union and opportunities to strengthen social bonds. Elizabeth maintains close relationships with her family and friends, often visiting Longbourn and supporting her sisters in their own lives and marriages. Her bond with Jane remains especially strong, marked by mutual love and respect. The chapter also addresses the ongoing challenges faced by other characters. Lydia and Wickham continue to adjust to married life, learning the consequences of their impulsiveness. Charlotte and Mr. Collins find their own rhythm, balancing practicality with companionship. Throughout, the novel emphasizes the importance of communication, empathy, and compromise in sustaining relationships. Elizabeth and Darcy's marriage serves as an example of growth through mutual respect and understanding. The narrative highlights the blending of personal desires with social duties, showing how love can flourish even within the constraints of this society. As the chapter closes, Elizabeth and Darcy look forward to a future filled with promise and shared purpose. Their journey from misunderstanding to harmony symbolizes the novel's enduring message about the transformative power of love. Chapter 35. In this chapter, the narrative focuses on the deeper family dynamics as Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy's marriage influences those around them. The Bennet family continues to adjust to changes, while new social opportunities and challenges arise. Themes of reconciliation, growth, and social harmony are explored in depth. Elizabeth's marriage to Mr. Darcy brings a renewed sense of unity and hope to the Bennet family. Her visits to Longbourn become occasions for warmth and encouragement, especially for Jane and the younger sisters. Elizabeth's confidence and happiness inspire those around her, helping heal old wounds and strengthen family bonds. Mr. Darcy, ever respectful and considerate, forms a good relationship with the Bennet family. His genuine care and attentiveness win over even the initially skeptical members, bridging social gaps with grace. His quiet generosity supports the family in ways that are both practical and heartfelt. The chapter delves into the evolving relationship between the Bennet sisters. Jane and Elizabeth's close bond serves as a foundation for the family's strength, while the younger sisters begin to find their own places in the social world. Lydia and Wickham, despite their past recklessness, start to settle into married life, though their future remains uncertain. Charlotte Lucas, now Miss S. Collins, balances her practical marriage with friendship and loyalty to Elizabeth. Her grounded perspective offers a counterpoint to the more romantic ideals held by Elizabeth and Jane. Social life in the neighborhood continues with dances, dinners, and visits, providing settings for personal growth and social negotiation. The characters navigate the complexities of class, reputation, and personal desire with increasing maturity. Elizabeth and Darcy's marriage becomes a symbol of the possibility of happiness built on mutual respect and understanding. Their partnership reflects the novel's central themes of overcoming pride and prejudice through love. As the chapter closes, the Bennet family looks toward the future with hope. The challenges they have faced have strengthened their relationships and prepared them for the joys and trials to come. The narrative affirms the enduring values of forgiveness, family, and the transformative power of love and personal growth. Chapter 36. In this chapter, the focus is on the blossoming relationship between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy as they settle into married life and navigate the complexities of their social world. The chapter also highlights the continuing growth and development of the Bennet family and their neighbours. After their marriage, Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy find a new rhythm in their lives together at Pemberley. The estate, once a symbol of pride and distance, becomes a home filled with warmth, laughter, and mutual respect. Elizabeth's lively spirit brings fresh energy to Pemberley, and Darcy's steadfast nature provides stability and support. The couple hosts gatherings that blend their families and friends, fostering new friendships and strengthening old ones. Elizabeth's close bond with her sisters, especially Jane, remains a source of joy and comfort, and Darcy's respectful approach to family life helps bridge social differences. Throughout the chapter, Elizabeth and Darcy demonstrate the importance of communication, compromise, and empathy in building a strong marriage. Their conversations reveal a deepening understanding of each other's strengths and vulnerabilities. Meanwhile, the Bennet family continues to evolve. Jane and Mr. Bingley's marriage flourishes, their gentle love providing a calming influence in the community. Lydia and Wickham, though still somewhat impulsive, show signs of maturity as they face the consequences of their past. Charlotte and Mr. Collins maintain a steady, practical relationship, grounded in mutual respect and friendship. Their presence in the social fabric provides balance and contrast to the romantic narratives around them. Social events in the neighborhood continue, offering settings for personal growth, reflection, and interaction. The characters navigate societal expectations with greater confidence and grace, learning to balance individual desires with social responsibilities. Elizabeth's journey from spirited independence to thoughtful partnership exemplifies the novel's themes of growth and transformation. Her relationship with Darcy reflects the power of love to overcome pride and prejudice. As the chapter closes, Elizabeth and Darcy look forward to their future together with hope and excitement. The story serves as a testament to the enduring strength of love founded on respect, honesty, and mutual understanding. The narrative reaffirms the novel's celebration of personal growth, family, and the transformative power of compassion. Chapter 37. In this chapter, the story focuses on the further strengthening of bonds among the Bennet family and their community as they embrace new beginnings. Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy's relationship flourishes, and the social world around them begins to reflect harmony and understanding. The chapter opens with Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy hosting a gathering at Pemberley, bringing together friends, family, and neighbours. The event is marked by warmth, laughter, and a genuine sense of connection, symbolizing the growth that has occurred in their lives and relationships. Elizabeth's wit and charm enliven the occasion, while Darcy's quiet strength and kindness impress the guests. Together, they exemplify a partnership built on mutual respect and affection. The Bennet family, now more united than ever, enjoys the celebrations. Jane and Mr. Bingley's gentle romance continues to inspire, while Lydia and Wickham, having faced their trials, begin to mature and find their place in society. Charlotte and Mr. Collins, though less romantic, contribute to the harmony with their steady companionship and practical wisdom. Social life in the neighborhood reflects a shift toward greater understanding and acceptance. Old prejudices fade as characters learn to see beyond first impressions. Elizabeth's reflections highlight the novel's themes of forgiveness, growth, and the power of love to heal divisions. The chapter also explores the importance of family, support and the strength found in unity. The Bennet sisters' bond serves as a foundation for resilience and happiness. As the gathering continues, conversations reveal insights into the characters' journeys. Guests share stories of challenges overcome and lessons learned, emphasizing personal growth and empathy. The narrative underscores the idea that true happiness arises not from wealth or status alone, but from meaningful connections and mutual respect. As the chapter closes, Elizabeth and Darcy look toward a future filled with promise. Their love stands as a testament to the transformative power of understanding and humility. The story prepares readers for the final resolutions and affirmations that will bring the novel to its heartfelt conclusion. Chapter 38. In this chapter, the focus shifts to the personal growth and self-reflection of key characters as they prepare for new chapters in their lives. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy deepen their understanding of each other, while the Bennet family reconciles with past challenges and looks forward with hope. Following the joyous gatherings at Pemberley, Elizabeth finds herself increasingly appreciative of the journey that led her there. Her initial prejudices and misunderstandings about Mr. Darcy now seem distant, replaced by profound respect and affection. Elizabeth reflects on the lessons she has learned about pride, humility, and the importance of looking beyond first impressions. She acknowledges her own faults and feels grateful for the opportunity to grow alongside Darcy. Mr. Darcy, too, engages in self-reflection. His love for Elizabeth has inspired him to confront his own pride and preconceptions. He seeks to be a better man not only for Elizabeth, but for himself. Their conversations become more open and honest, fostering a deep emotional connection built on trust and vulnerability. They share their hopes, fears, and dreams, creating a foundation for a lasting partnership. Meanwhile, the Bennet family continues to heal from the wounds caused by Lydia's elopement. The sisters support each other with renewed closeness, and the family embraces the future with cautious optimism. Jane and Mr. Bingley's relationship strengthens, marked by mutual affection and understanding. Their calm and steady love contrasts with the earlier turmoil, providing balance and comfort. Lydia and Wickham, having faced consequences, strive to find stability in their marriage. Though challenges remain, their growth symbolizes the possibility of redemption. Charlotte and Mr. Collins maintain their practical yet respectful relationship, offering a steady presence in the social fabric. The social world around them continues to evolve, with characters learning to navigate societal expectations with grace and confidence. Elizabeth and Darcy's example inspires others to reconsider their own prejudices and aspirations. The chapter emphasizes the themes of forgiveness, growth, and the power of love to transform lives. As the chapter draws to a close, Elizabeth and Darcy look forward to their future together with hope and determination. Their journey embodies the novel's message of personal transformation and the enduring value of true love. The narrative prepares readers for the final, heartfelt resolutions that will bring Pride and Prejudice to a satisfying and uplifting conclusion. Chapter 39. In this chapter, the narrative draws closer to the resolution of major conflicts as Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy solidify their relationship, and the Bennet family's fortunes begin to improve. The chapter highlights themes of reconciliation, maturity, and social harmony. Following the growth and healing experienced by Elizabeth and Darcy, their relationship reaches a new level of understanding and commitment. They share moments of genuine affection and thoughtful conversation, moving beyond past misunderstandings and embracing a future built on mutual respect. Elizabeth reflects on how much she has changed, learning to temper her quick judgment and to appreciate the complexities of human nature. Darcy, in turn, has shed much of his pride and has become more humble and empathetic. Together, they prepare for their wedding with a mixture of excitement and solemnity. Their union symbolizes the triumph of personal growth over social barriers and prejudices. The Bennet family also experiences positive changes. Jane's marriage to Mr. Bingley brings joy and stability, and the sisters rally around one another, forging a stronger bond. Lydia and Wickham's marriage continues to face challenges, but with support from the family and time, they show signs of improvement. Their story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of impulsive behavior. Charlotte and Mr. Collins remain steady fixtures in the social community, their practical marriage offering a different perspective on companionship. Social life in the community reflects the gradual fading of old prejudices. Characters who once judged hastily begin to understand the importance of forgiveness and empathy. Elizabeth's wit and intelligence continue to set her apart, but she embraces her role with grace and humility. Darcy's genuine kindness earns him respect and admiration beyond his wealth and status. The chapter delves into the nuances of navigating family relationships and social expectations, highlighting the importance of communication and understanding. As the narrative progresses, the stage is set for the final celebrations and resolutions that will bring the story to its joyful close. Elizabeth and Darcy's story exemplifies the novel's central message that love founded on respect, honesty, and growth can overcome even the deepest obstacles. Chapter 40. In this chapter, the narrative moves towards the joyous resolution of the story, with weddings, reconciliations, and the restoration of social harmony. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy's union brings hope and happiness, symbolizing the triumph of understanding over pride and prejudice. Following the challenges faced by the Bennet family, including Lydia's scandal and the social complications surrounding Jane and Mr. Bingley, the story reaches a happy turning point. Elizabeth and Darcy's marriage serves as a beacon of growth and forgiveness. The preparations for the weddings are filled with excitement and anticipation. The families come together, setting aside past grievances and embracing new beginnings. Mrs. Bennet's exuberance adds a lively energy to the proceedings, while Mr. Bennet's quiet support grounds the family. Elizabeth and Darcy's relationship flourishes as they look forward to their future together. Their love, built on mutual respect and understanding, reflects the novel's central themes. Jane and Mr. Bingley's wedding follows soon after, a joyful occasion marked by warmth and genuine affection. Their gentle love story complements Elizabeth and Darcy's more complex journey. The narrative also touches on the continued growth of Lydia and Wickham, who, despite their impulsive start, begin to find their place within society. Charlotte and Mr. Collins maintain their practical yet respectful marriage, demonstrating that different forms of partnership can lead to contentment. Social gatherings around the community reflect a spirit of celebration and reconciliation. Old misunderstandings fade as characters embrace forgiveness and new opportunities. Elizabeth's intelligence, wit, and kindness continue to endear her to those around her, while Darcy's transformation from pride to humility earns widespread respect. The chapter emphasizes the importance of family, love, and personal growth in achieving happiness. As the story closes, the characters reflect on the lessons learned and look forward to lives filled with hope and fulfillment. Elizabeth and Darcy's union stands as a testament to the power of love to overcome obstacles and change lives. The novel ends on a note of joy and optimism, celebrating the enduring values of respect, forgiveness, and genuine connection. Chapter 41. In this chapter, the novel's final threads are woven together. As the Bennet family, their friends, and neighbors look forward to the future with renewed hope and happiness. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy embrace their roles not just as partners but as members of a larger community shaped by understanding, compassion, and growth. Elizabeth's marriage to Mr. Darcy marks not just a personal triumph but a broader reconciliation between different social worlds. Their relationship, built on mutual respect and honesty, challenges the rigid class distinctions that have shaped their lives. At Pemberley, Elizabeth finds a home where her spirited nature is welcomed and cherished. Darcy's transformation from prideful aristocrat to a humble and caring husband serves as a model of personal growth. The Bennet family, once strained by scandal and uncertainty, experiences healing and strengthened bonds. Jane and Mr. Bingley's marriage flourishes, bringing joy and stability. Lydia and Wickham's journey remains complicated, but with time and guidance, they begin to navigate the challenges of married life. Their story serves as a reminder of the consequences of youthful impulsiveness and the possibility of redemption. Charlotte and Mr. Collins continue their steady life, providing practical wisdom and support to their friends and family. Social life in the neighborhood blossoms with new friendships and reconciliations. Characters who once held grudges learn forgiveness, and new opportunities for happiness arise. Elizabeth and Darcy take active roles in their community, balancing personal happiness with social responsibility. Their partnership exemplifies the novel's message that love and respect can bridge divides. The chapter delves into themes of family loyalty, social harmony, and the ongoing journey of self-discovery. Elizabeth's wit and intelligence continue to inspire those around her, while Darcy's generosity and humility win admiration. As the novel draws to a close, the characters reflect on the lessons learned through Pride, Prejudice, and personal growth. The narrative emphasizes that true happiness comes from understanding, empathy, and the courage to change. Elizabeth and Darcy's story ends as a hopeful vision of love's power to transform lives and society. Chapter 42. In this chapter, the final resolutions of the novel are beautifully woven together, bringing peace, happiness, and restored harmony to the Bennet family and their community. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy continue to build their life together, while the lives of those around them settle into new patterns of joy and understanding. With the weddings behind them, Elizabeth and Darcy settle comfortably into married life at Pemberley. The estate, once a symbol of social distance and pride, now shines with warmth, laughter, and shared purpose. Elizabeth's vivacious spirit breathes life into the grand halls, while Darcy's steadfastness provides a sense of stability and security. Their relationship blossoms through mutual respect and deep affection. Elizabeth admires Darcy's generosity and growing humility, while Darcy cherishes Elizabeth's intelligence and independence. Together, they navigate the complexities of their roles as husband and wife, landlords and community members. The Bennet family experiences a time of healing and joy. Jane and Mr. Bingley's marriage thrives, their gentle affection setting a tone of calm happiness that contrasts with the earlier turmoil. The sisters support one another, drawing strength from their close bonds. Lydia and Wickham, having weathered the storms of scandal and social challenges, show signs of maturity. Their marriage, though imperfect, stabilizes through time and family support, symbolizing the possibility of growth and redemption. Charlotte and Mr. Collins maintain their practical and companionable marriage, offering a steady example of partnership built on friendship and respect. Social gatherings in the neighborhood become celebrations of renewal and friendship. All prejudices and misunderstandings fade as characters embrace forgiveness and look forward to futures filled with promise. Elizabeth and Darcy's active involvement in the community reflects their commitment to balance personal happiness with social responsibility. Their partnership inspires others to reconsider their own biases and aspirations. The novel's themes of pride, prejudice, love, and transformation culminate in this chapter. Characters reflect on the lessons learned from mistakes and misunderstandings, appreciating the power of empathy and change. Elizabeth's wit and warmth continue to endear her to friends and neighbors, while Darcy's humility and kindness earn widespread respect. As the narrative draws to a close, the characters look forward to lives filled with hope, love, and fulfillment. The story celebrates the enduring values of forgiveness, family, and personal growth. Elizabeth and Darcy's journey serves as a testament to the transformative power of love and understanding. Chapter 43. In this chapter, the concluding moments of the story bring a final reflection on the characters' journeys, emphasizing the growth, forgiveness, and happiness they have found. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy's union serves as a beacon of hope and understanding in their community. Elizabeth and Darcy's marriage at Pemberley symbolizes the triumph of love that transcends social boundaries and personal pride. The estate, once a place of formality and distance, is now alive with joy and mutual respect. Elizabeth's vivacious spirit complements Darcy's steadfastness, creating a harmonious partnership admired by all. The Bennet family continues to flourish. Jane and Mr. Bingley enjoy a loving marriage, their gentle affection providing stability and happiness. Elizabeth's visits to Longbourn are frequent and filled with warmth, strengthening familial bonds. Lydia and Wickham, having faced challenges, show signs of growth and maturity, though their journey remains complex. Their story serves as a cautionary tale but also highlights the power of forgiveness and second chances. Charlotte and Mr. Collins maintain their steady and practical marriage. Their relationship offers a contrast to the romantic unions, illustrating different forms of companionship and contentment. Social life in the community reflects a spirit of reconciliation. All grievances fade as characters embrace understanding and acceptance. Gatherings become celebrations of shared history and renewed friendship. Elizabeth's intelligence, wit, and kindness continue to endear her to those around her. Darcy's humility and generosity earn him respect beyond his wealth and status. The novel's themes of pride, prejudice, love, and transformation are woven throughout the characters' reflections. Each has learned to look beyond first impressions, embracing empathy and growth. As the story closes, Elizabeth and Darcy's partnership stands as a testament to the power of love to overcome obstacles and foster genuine connection. The characters look forward to futures filled with hope, joy, and fulfillment. The narrative affirms the enduring values of respect, forgiveness, and personal growth. The novel ends on a note of happiness and optimism, celebrating the transformative journey of its beloved characters. Chapter 44. In this chapter, the final reflections and future prospects of the Bennet family and their acquaintances are explored. Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy's relationship continues to inspire change, while the community embraces renewed harmony and hope. Elizabeth's marriage to Mr. Darcy brings not only personal happiness but also bridges between social classes, demonstrating that love and respect can transcend societal boundaries. Pemberley becomes a symbol of this unity, where guests of all backgrounds are welcomed with warmth. The Bennet family enjoys a period of stability and growth. Jane and Mr. Bingley's marriage flourishes, their gentle affection setting a positive example for others. Elizabeth's visits home provide support and encouragement to her sisters, strengthening family ties. Lydia and Wickham, having matured through their experiences, strive to improve their standing and reputation. Though their past mistakes linger, their efforts toward responsibility show promise for the future. Charlotte and Mr. Collins continue their practical marriage, offering wisdom and steady companionship. Their relationship balances the romantic narratives within the community. Social life in the neighborhood reflects the novel's themes of forgiveness and understanding. All prejudices fade as characters learn empathy and acceptance. Elizabeth's intelligence and kindness endear her to neighbors, while Darcy's humility and generosity earn widespread respect. Together, they exemplify the novel's message that love requires growth and sacrifice. The chapter also highlights the importance of family loyalty and community support. The Bennet sisters' bond remains a source of strength through life's challenges. As the narrative closes, characters express hope for the future, confident in the lessons learned from Pride and Prejudice. The community looks forward to continued happiness and prosperity. Elizabeth and Darcy's partnership serves as a lasting symbol of transformation and the power of genuine connection. The novel concludes on a hopeful and uplifting note, celebrating love, growth, and social harmony. Chapter 45. In this chapter, the story reaches its final moment as the characters fully embrace their new beginnings and reflect on the lessons learned throughout their journeys. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy's marriage represents the fulfillment of love, growth, and understanding, while the Bennet family and their community look ahead with optimism and harmony. Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy continue to build a life together founded on mutual respect, affection, and shared values. Their home at Pemberley, once a symbol of social distance and pride, has transformed into a place of warmth, laughter, and genuine partnership. Elizabeth's spirited nature complements Darcy's steadfastness, creating a balanced and joyful union. The Bennet family has healed from the strains caused by past scandals and misunderstandings. Jane and Mr. Bingley's marriage thrives, embodying gentle love and steadfast support. Elizabeth's visits to Longbourn are frequent and cherished as she nurtures close bonds with her sisters and parents. Lydia and Wickham, having faced the consequences of their impulsive actions, strive toward a more stable and responsible life. Their journey serves as a reminder of the complexities of human nature and the possibility of redemption through effort and support. Charlotte and Mr. Collins maintain their practical yet affectionate marriage, offering a steady presence in the social circle. Their relationship underscores the diversity of love and companionship. Social life in the community is marked by forgiveness, understanding, and renewed connections. All prejudices fade as characters embrace empathy and acceptance, enriching their relationships and social fabric. Elizabeth's intelligence, wit, and kindness endear her to those around her, while Darcy's humility and generosity garner respect and admiration. Together, they symbolize the novel's central message that true happiness arises from love built on respect, honesty, and growth. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of family loyalty, friendship, and community support. The Bennet sisters' enduring bond provides strength and comfort throughout their lives. As the narrative draws to a close, the characters express hope and confidence in the future. The lessons learned from Pride and Prejudice have paved the way for lasting happiness and social harmony. Elizabeth and Darcy's story ends as a testament to the transformative power of love and the courage to look beyond first impressions. The novel closes on a note of joy, fulfillment, and the enduring promise of new beginnings. Chapter 46. In this chapter, the story gently winds down as Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy settle into their married life, and the broader community reflects on the changes brought by love, understanding, and growth. The chapter explores themes of gratitude, hope, and the lasting impact of personal transformation. Elizabeth and Darcy's life at Pemberley is filled with quiet joy and meaningful routines. Elizabeth's spirit in nature brings warmth and vitality to the estate, while Darcy's steady presence provides security and care. Their partnership reflects the balance of love and respect that defines their relationship. Together, they engage in social and charitable activities, demonstrating a commitment to the well-being of their tenants and neighbors. Their shared values guide them in fostering a supportive and inclusive community. Visits from family and friends bring laughter and companionship. Elizabeth's close ties with her sisters remain strong, as she offers guidance and support in their own lives and marriages. Jane and Mr. Bingley's home is a place of gentle affection, embodying the calm happiness that contrasts with the earlier upheavals in the Bennet family. Lydia and Wickham's marriage continues to develop. While their start was fraught with difficulties, time and family support helped them grow into a more stable couple, learning the importance of responsibility and trust. Charlotte and Mr. Collins' relationship remained steady and companionable, offering a practical model of marriage grounded in respect. The community embraces the lessons of forgiveness and acceptance. Old resentments dissolve, replaced by understanding and empathy. Elizabeth and Darcy's story inspires others to reconsider their prejudices and embrace personal growth. As the chapter closes, the characters look forward with optimism and gratitude. Their journeys have shaped them into stronger, more compassionate individuals. The novel's themes of love, pride, prejudice, and transformation resonate deeply, leaving readers with a sense of hope and fulfillment. Elizabeth and Darcy's union stands as a lasting symbol of the power of love to overcome obstacles and bring harmony. Chapter 47. In this chapter, the characters gather for a final celebration that honors their personal growth and the renewed bonds between family and community. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy's marriage continues to be a source of joy and inspiration, while the Bennet family looks forward to a future filled with hope. The gathering is held at Pemberley, where Elizabeth and Darcy welcome friends, family, and neighbors for a festive occasion. The atmosphere is warm and joyful, filled with laughter, music, and heartfelt conversations. Elizabeth's vivacious spirit and Darcy's composed kindness make them beloved hosts. The union, once fraught with misunderstandings, now stands as a testament to love's ability to heal and transform. The Bennet family is present in full, their bonds strengthened by the trials they have endured together. Jane and Mr. Bingley share moments of tenderness, their affection evident to all. Lydia and Wickham, now more mature and aware of their responsibilities, participate with a newfound sense of respectability. Their presence marks their acceptance into the family's social fabric. Charlotte and Mr. Collins contribute their practical wisdom and steady companionship, balancing the more romantic elements of the gathering. The community embraces the spirit of forgiveness and renewal. Old grievances are put aside and new friendships flourish. Elizabeth and Darcy reflect on their journey, expressing gratitude for the growth and understanding they have achieved. Their story symbolizes the novel's core message about the power of humility, empathy, and love. The chapter also explores the continuing social dynamics, showing how individuals navigate change while honoring tradition. As the celebration continues, the characters share stories of lessons learned, highlighting themes of pride, prejudice, and personal transformation. The narrative emphasizes the importance of family, friendship, and community support in building a fulfilling life. Elizabeth's intelligence and kindness inspire those around her, while Darcy's generosity and humility earn admiration. The chapter closes with a hopeful vision for the future, where love and understanding guide the characters' lives. The novel's enduring values are affirmed respect, forgiveness, and the courage to grow beyond first impressions. Elizabeth and Darcy's story ends as a shining example of love's transformative power. Chapter 48. In this chapter, the narrative reflects on the lasting impact of Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy's union, highlighting their roles within their community and the broader changes inspired by their journey. The chapter emphasizes themes of legacy, compassion, and the enduring nature of love. Elizabeth and Darcy settle into their roles as respected members of society, not only as a married couple but as individuals committed to fostering kindness, justice, and understanding. Their home at Pemberley becomes a place of warmth and hospitality, where guests from all walks of life are welcomed. The couple's influence extends beyond their immediate circle, inspiring others to reconsider societal norms and prejudices. The story becomes a symbol of hope for those seeking love and acceptance beyond social constraints. The Bennet family continues to thrive. Jane and Mr. Bingley's marriage blossoms, their partnership marked by mutual respect and deep affection. Elizabeth maintains close ties with her sisters, providing support and guidance as they navigate their own paths. Lydia and Wickham, having matured through experience, work toward building a more stable and responsible life. Though their past mistakes linger, their efforts toward growth serve as a testament to the possibility of change. Charlotte and Mr. Collins offer practical wisdom and steady companionship, embodying a different but equally valid form of marital contentment. Social events and community gatherings reflect a culture of empathy and forgiveness. Characters who once judged hastily now embrace understanding, leading to richer, more meaningful relationships. Elizabeth and Darcy's partnership exemplifies the novel's central message, that love grounded in respect and honesty can overcome obstacles and transform lives. The chapter delves into the couple's shared commitment to philanthropy and social responsibility, showcasing their desire to improve the lives of those around them. Elizabeth's wit and warmth continue to endear her to friends and neighbors, while Darcy's humility and generosity inspire admiration. As the chapter concludes, the characters look forward with hope and confidence. Their journeys of pride, prejudice, and personal growth have paved the way for happiness and harmony. The narrative affirms the enduring power of love, forgiveness, and the courage to grow beyond first impressions. Elizabeth and Darcy's story stands as a lasting legacy of transformation and true connection. Chapter 49. In this chapter, the novel approaches its final moments as the characters embrace the fullness of their lives, strengthened by the experiences that shaped them. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy's journey culminates in a deep partnership, while the Bennet family and their community enjoy renewed harmony and happiness. Elizabeth and Darcy continue to build a life together at Pemberley filled with love, respect, and mutual growth. Their partnership exemplifies the novel's core themes of understanding and humility, showcasing how two people can overcome their flaws to create a lasting bond. The couple's home becomes a center of kindness and hospitality, welcoming friends and family from near and far. Elizabeth's lively spirit and Darcy's steady character balance and complement one another, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere. The Bennet family thrives as well. Jane and Mr. Bingley's marriage blossoms, their gentle affection and support for one another serving as a model for enduring love. Elizabeth's visits home strengthen her bond with her sisters, especially Jane, providing comfort and guidance as they navigate their own lives and challenges. Lydia and Wickham, while still learning and growing, show signs of responsibility and maturity. Their story serves as a cautionary tale but also a reminder of the potential for change. Charlotte and Mr. Collins maintain a steady and respectful marriage, demonstrating the value of companionship and mutual respect. The community surrounding the Bennet family reflects a spirit of forgiveness and renewal. Old prejudices soften, replaced by empathy and understanding. Elizabeth's intelligence and kindness continue to endear her to those around her, while Darcy's generosity and humility earn him widespread admiration. The chapter highlights the importance of family, friendship, and community support in fostering happiness and fulfillment. As the story draws to a close, the characters reflect on the lessons learned through pride, prejudice, and personal growth. Elizabeth and Darcy's story serves as a lasting testament to the power of love to transform lives and overcome social barriers. The novel concludes on a hopeful and joyous note, celebrating the enduring values of respect, forgiveness, and the courage to change. Chapter 50. In this chapter, the final chapter of the novel, the characters fully embrace their futures with renewed hope and happiness. Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy's story reaches a joyful conclusion, while the Bennet family and their community reflect on the journey that brought them together. Elizabeth and Darcy's married life flourishes, marked by love, mutual respect, and shared goals. Their partnership is a testament to the transformative power of understanding and humility, standing as an example of true companionship. Hamberley is alive with warmth and laughter, a home where Elizabeth's vivaciousness and Darcy's steadiness create a balanced and fulfilling life. Together, they host family and friends, nurturing relationships that enrich their lives and the community. The Bennet family enjoys peace and prosperity. Jane and Mr. Bingley's marriage remains strong, their gentle love providing a model for happiness and stability. Elizabeth's bonds with her sisters deepen, especially with Jane, as they support each other through life's challenges and joys. Lydia and Wickham, having learned from their past mistakes, work toward building a more responsible and stable life. Their growth, while ongoing, offers hope for redemption. Charlotte and Mr. Collins' marriage continues on a steady, practical path, offering a contrast to the romantic unions around them. The community thrives in an atmosphere of forgiveness and growth. All judgments soften as characters embrace empathy, leading to stronger and more genuine connections. Elizabeth's intelligence, warmth, and wit endear her to those around her, while Darcy's generosity and humility earn respect and admiration. The chapter emphasizes themes of family loyalty, forgiveness, and the enduring nature of love. It highlights the importance of personal growth and the courage to change. As the novel closes, the characters look forward to futures filled with joy, understanding, and hope. Elizabeth and Darcy's union stands as a lasting symbol of love's power to overcome barriers and transform lives. The story concludes on a note of optimism and fulfillment, celebrating the values that have guided the characters from misunderstanding to happiness. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen is a classic novel centered on Elizabeth Bennet, a witty and independent young woman navigating the social expectations of early 19th century England. The story explores Elizabeth's evolving relationship with the proud and reserved Mr. Darcy, alongside the romantic and social trials of her family and friends. Throughout the novel, misunderstandings, personal growth, and societal pressure shape the characters' journeys, culminating in love, forgiveness, and mutual respect. The marriages of Elizabeth and Darcy and Jane and Bingley symbolize the triumph of understanding over prejudice and pride. If we do character analysis, then Elizabeth Bennet intelligent, spirited, and independent, Elizabeth challenges social norms and first impressions. Her journey from prejudice to understanding embodies the novel's message about growth and self-awareness. That's William Darcy proud and reserved. Darcy's initial aloofness masks a loyal and honorable nature. His transformation highlights the power of love and humility to change even the most rigid characters. Jane Bennet gentle, kind, and optimistic, Jane serves as a contrast to Elizabeth's fiery spirit. Her relationship with Mr. Bingley illustrates the value of patience and sincerity. Mr. Bennet witty and somewhat cynical, Mr. Bennet often retreats from family chaos but cares deeply. His humor and sarcasm provide commentary on societal flaws. Mrs. Bennet, nervous and obsessed with marrying off her daughters, Mrs. Bennet's behavior exposes the social pressures on women and the importance placed on marriage. Lydia Bennet, young and impulsive, Lydia's reckless elopement serves as a cautionary tale about youthful folly and the consequences of disregard for social norms. George Wickham, charming but deceitful, Wickham represents the dangers of superficial charm without integrity. Charlotte Lucas, practical and sensible, Charlotte's acceptance of a less romantic marriage provides a realistic counterpoint to Elizabeth's ideals. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through Pride and Prejudice. This timeless tale is more than just a romance, it's a story about overcoming pride, breaking down prejudice, and learning to see people for who they truly are. At its heart, the novel reminds us how important it is to keep an open mind, to grow from our mistakes, and to value honesty and respect in all our relationships. Elizabeth Bennet's sharp wit and independent spirit challenge the social norms of her time, inspiring us to stand strong in our own truths. Mr. Darcy's transformation shows us that pride can be softened by love and humility. We saw how family, friendship, and society shape who we are, and how sometimes the greatest love stories come from understanding and forgiveness. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Pride and Prejudice, please hit the like button and subscribe before you sleep so you don't miss any of my upcoming long-form stories. Feel free to leave your thoughts, questions, or favorite moments from the novel in the comments. I love hearing from you. Until next time, thanks for watching. Meet you in the next video for another incredible story.